Your Huskies.
I'm happy for my Huskies.
Is there a moment that you get into college football or no? No, okay, that's fine. I thought maybe like sometime in like when golf ends.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
No.
It's been beautiful weather.
It has been.
It's been gorgeous.
I think it's going to take like the son, like you have Belichick coaching your team. If like Tom Brady's son was the quarterback, then you get into it.
Yeah, that'd be your team. On today's Pardon My Take, Week 5 in the NFL, an incredible weekend of football. Awesome Sunday. We're going to recap it all. This side of the desk is pretty happy.
Good weekend.
The couch, I don't know where they're at. The booth is split because we got to talk some baseball too. But yeah, great weekend. We're going to start with Fastest 2 Minutes. We're going to talk about every game. We're going to do Who's Back. We're going to talk some playoff baseball. It's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The roller coaster of an NFL season is moving right along, and it promises to be a month full of tricks, treats, and, of course, touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is the number one place to bet touchdowns, running it in from the 1 or an 80-yard bomb. We don't care how they score touchdowns. We want to bet on them. And DraftKings heard us and is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. Here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Patino. AWL. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, October 7th, week 5. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Some spread.
What? We start in Cincinnati, where Lamar Jackson, as the outcast big boy Derrick Henry get up and got out of overtime with a bunch 52-yard run to make the Bengals 1-4 real. Zay Bouquet of Flowers showed the world that the Bengals defense smells like poo, 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 like poo, 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 after the Ravens put up 41 large ones. Joe Burrow versus Wade had a nice run, but then was overturned once by the Baltimore defense, and that was all it took. The Ravens 41, the Bengals 38. What?
In H-Town, Nico Tom Collins was shaken up after a big touchdown, adding some extra sour lemon juice to the Texans offense upon his exit. Webcam Akers exposed the Bills' D as only fans of the Texans got aroused. The Bills turned the lights back on with their offense when Neon Coleman scored a big touchdown, cutting the lead to 3, but it was too little, too late. Though Sean McDermott had to take his hat off to the leadership shown by C.J. Stroudy Arabia and his attack against New York's team. The Texans 23, the Bills 20.
In Chicago, where Caleb Williams hit DJ Mandy Moore on a walk to remember to start the scoring as the Panthers took a page out of their owner's book, burning down the house with business decisions. Andy Dalton went into his old roadhouse and learned that no one ever wins a fight, especially when the team you're fighting took all your draft picks and good players. Bryce, forever young, made an appearance in mop-up duty, still looking like a little kid sitting in a sand pit. Panthers are a depressing drip, forever young. Bears 36, Panthers 10. And now we head on overseas for our foreign correspondent Memes in London.
We head to foggy London town where Andrew Van Halen Ginkle was running with the devil on his way to a pick six, while CJ Ham Cheese and Crumpet said, "Please, sir, may I have some more?" Touchdowns, that is. Braylon Edgar Allan Poe said, "Believe nothing you hear and only half what you see, except Nathaniel Can't Hackett was spotted at every single Diddy party." Source, trust me, bro. Quincy Williams Shakespeare wanted some accountability after the game. To ayahuasca or to not ayahuasca? That is the question. Happy Stephon Gilmore said, "The price is wrong, bitch," after sealing the win for the Vikings. Vikings 23, Jets 17.
Now, thank you, memes. From London, we go to Foxborough where Henry Lockwood's on the scene.
Over to Gillette Stadium for the AFC East Poop Bowl. Ramondre 3000 Stevenson told the Dolphins D they weren't as fresh as him as he broke a fresh and clean 33-yard scamper for a first quarter TD. Jason Bernie Sanders added 3 field goals and taxed the Patriots' rich D so bad they wish they invested their money in gold. Alex, that is, who scored a go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter. Jalen James Polk answered with what looked like a go-ahead TD of his own, but the refs say he annexed his feet out of the end zone. Dolphins win 15-10. And if the season ended today, the mighty New England Patriots would be on the clock.
Whoa!
Tick, 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 tick.
Tick, 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 tick.
Over to Denver, where the only Colorado football game this weekend had Celine Dion Sanders left singing "My Heart Will Go On" as SEAL Team Knicks sank the Raiders' hope of the ship. Gardner, it's raining Minshew, danced around, but it looks like a Green New Deal as AOC Alex O'Connell took over and had a couple really nice cannons. The Broncos were wearing their throwback blue helmets as Sean Spayton made sure the team from the infertile desert won't be having any playoff berths. The Broncos 34, Raiders 18.
Out west in Seattle, where Rashawn Leroy Jenkins said, "Fuck this shit," and returned a fumble 100 yards to start the scoring. Darius got Slatanic on the Seahawks defense, going for 122 and a score, but after Michael Jackson Smith and Jigba moonwalked to the end zone late, the game got tight. The Seahawks lined up for a game-tying field goal, only to have the kick blocked by the law offices of Bryce Ford and Wheaton, as Isaiah Ben Simmons is different this year after his summer workouts, returned it for a touchdown and the win. Giants 29, Seahawks 20. Oh, and we have playoff baseball with Max.
It was looking like another rough night for the fans in Philadelphia, as Shark Vientos said, "Smile, you son of a bitch," as he launched a bullet into the seats to take an early lead. However, for the first time in forever, Ice Harper hit a frozen rope to deep center to get the Phillies back in it. But then, just like that, Brandon Limo gave a ball a ride as he escorted the Mets to a 4-3 lead. But thankfully, the great Stott cleared the bases while reaching 80... Oh, fuck. Oh, my phone
Keep
just
going.
died. My phone just died.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Boom!
Boom!
Can't
While
have your phone
reaching
die,
88,
boom. Unacceptable.
while reaching 88 miles an hour, and then
And then
there was a deep line drive to the left field, and Nick Castellanos won the game.
And I don't know if Max will be putting on this headset again after this showing.
That was a first and fastest 2 minutes.
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston, Cuyahoga, such a fine sight to see. It's the Browns, they suck, another left hand up. The Commanders asking, who are we? Deshaun's no runner, he's such a bummer. How can anyone root for such a pervert comer?
The Commanders take down the Browns 34-13. And that was the fastest 2 minutes, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a reason we've never done the Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for pardon my take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado is a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of pardon my take jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Silverado has been our ride for a cross-country trip to the Super Bowl. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week. Silverado helped us give fullbacks the recognition they deserve with the Low Man Award. And this year, Silverado was out west with us for our latest Grit Week. Silverado brings the Grit 2, legendary grit paired with modern truck tech inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make the driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss. So head on over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or Silverado HD, and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability, all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, week 5 in the books while we wait for a stupid-ass lightning delay. We'll talk Steelers Cowboys sometime at the end.
Yeah, I was just saying, when was the last time somebody got hit by lightning? Just get out there, suit up, and play like when America was great. And then Big Cat just told me that Martha Stewart has been hit by lightning 5 times.
4 times, I believe.
4
Martha
times?
Stewart, lightning. 4 times, I believe. Martha Stewart's still looking right, by the way, boys.
After the 3rd time you get hit by lightning, you got to chill. You got to stop going outdoors.
Lightning. Martha Stewart, 3 times. Sorry, 3 times. But still 3 different times she's been hit by lightning. That's crazy.
That is wild. Also, the guy that was playing Jesus during Passion of the Cross, I think he got hit by lightning.
He did?
During the filming, yeah.
Dude, getting hit by lightning. Would you tell, if you got hit by lightning and survived, you would just tell everyone, like the first moment you met him?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime there was like a cloud in the sky, be like, oh, that reminds me of the time I got hit by lightning.
Yeah, and I beat lightning.
Yeah.
I beat lightning mano y mano. I would have a lightning tattoo that was visible.
Yep.
I'd probably become a Chargers fan.
Yep.
Just so I could
Or
rock
Harry
the
Potter.
boat. Yeah.
One or the other. I never read Harry Potter or watched the movies, but I think that's what happened. Did you get hit by lightning?
He got hit by a curse.
Oh, a curse.
Spell.
Same thing. Same
and
thing.
it left a lightning bolt scar on his head.
Got it. Okay.
He
Good.
survived, though.
He did.
The boy who lived.
Well, I would assume he survived because you had to write the books.
It was a death spell.
Right. Like if he didn't survive, the book would have been 1 page.
Yeah.
So, all right, week 5 in the books, except for that game, which we will get to.
It's pretty short to get hit by lightning.
Yeah, was he?
He was a baby.
I always thought
He
it'd be
was a
safe.
baby. What was his mom doing? Just holding him up to the lightning?
She died. No, she got hit
She got hit by lightning, and he got hit by lightning.
by the spell.
Oh yeah, right. That's
okay.
right. He didn't
Yeah, yeah.
actually get hit by
Okay,
lightning.
yeah,
We
okay.
already
I got
lost the plot.
confused.
2 seconds into you explaining it. That's how quickly.
Statistically, you're way more likely to get hit by lightning than I am, Big Cat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Statistically,
Safe.
also more likely for like a promotion.
Yeah.
To be swiped right.
To
Was
dunk.
it swiped right?
Yeah.
Swiped right.
To dunk a
To
basketball.
dunk
Yeah.
for people to respect me.
A lot of those things. I don't know
But
about
the lightning
the
thing-
respect part is still, that's up in the air.
I think that's a height thing.
Did
for
you guys
sure.
think that you could get hit by lightning if you showered during a lightning storm?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I did.
I always just thought I was
still
safe in
do.
the car because the rubber grounds you.
That's why Hank doesn't shower.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And he's
All
never
right.
been hit by lightning.
This is our preamble. Lightning delay. That was our lightning delay to talk about week 5. Let's get into some football. That was an awesome Sunday. It was a great weekend of football.
Yeah.
We'll talk college football on Wednesday, but the whole weekend was like, man, I love football.
I feel like this was one of those weekends where it's like, what do people do when they don't watch football? And then you step outside and you're like, oh, yeah, it's actually also a really nice weekend outdoors.
It was
But
a
still,
beautiful
I
weekend.
think that as good of a weekend as it was outside for non-football fans, I think it was as good for football fans.
Yeah, zero regrets watching all the football this weekend because it delivered time and time again. We had an incredible witching hour. We had some shootouts. We had some big. I mean, it was the early slate was really where it was at, and we only had 6 games because we had the London game to start everything off at 8:30 in the morning. The Vikings 23, Jets 17. God damn, does a London game always suck? When do we had a really great London game?
I think there was a tie. I want to say maybe the Redskins tied the Bengals at some point.
It really is. The London game always just proves that whenever they give us football, we'll watch it, no matter what, the quality of it. Because this game was, it started with, both defenses played well. Both quarterbacks didn't play well. Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks. He looks old as fuck. He looks angry as fuck. They still almost came back and won the game if it weren't for his 3rd pick. And I feel like, so I walked in here on Sunday mornings, I usually bring my kids to the office so they can run around the gym and everything. So I walked in here at like 9 a.m. and I had my two oldest, and Memes was sitting by himself in the gambling cave, screaming at the TV. They were laughing their butts off listening to Memes go crazy. Memes kept apologizing. I was like, dude, you don't think this happens at my house? And they were giggling. They're like, who is that? Who is that guy?
Yeah, it was a tough game for Jets fans because in the first half, it looked like it was going to be another Vikings blowout.
Yeah.
And I guess we got the question answered, like, can the Vikings win a close game?
Well, and can the Vikings win without Sam Darnold being awesome?
Right. He had his worst game of the season by far today. I think he completed like 50% of his passes.
Yeah, he didn't look good, and he also got banged up. But it was the Vikings' defense is for real.
Yeah,
and that's the difference because they didn't play a perfect game and they still won.
They're definitely engineered to play with a lead.
Yeah,
because their defensive line will get after you. It'll be interesting to see if they play a game where they have to come from behind, how their defense holds up then. But here's an interesting stat that I read about Aaron Rodgers today.
Ooh.
And the Jets. Did you know that he has as many 3-interception games with the Jets as Zach Wilson had in his 11 starts last season?
Wow.
That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Wait, did he have? Is this his second one?
This is his third.
His third one.
Let's see. Maybe second? Is it second or third? Anyways, it's tied with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he is. He I mean, he's not an interception thrower, so this is he looks bad, he looks old, he looks angry. Memes, from your point of view, it feels bad right now, doesn't it?
The offense feels bad. Everything feels bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really bad.
And then we had Quincy Williams afterwards in the locker room said, people got to start taking accountability. So that's where we're at with the Jets season. Mm-hmm. People have to start taking accountability.
What does that look like?
I think it's probably Robert Salah saying, I'm in over my head, guys. Nathaniel Hackett saying, hey, I know that you keep giving me a dummy headset. Just keep doing that. Mm-hmm. Rodgers maybe saying, hey, I'm going to try to be a nicer person. And, yeah, that's probably it.
And Hassan Reddick coming to the team.
Hassan
Reddick needs to take accountability.
And Joe Douglas being like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take accountability. I am going to trade for Devontae Adams because it won't solve everything, but it does feel like their offense doesn't have it. Their offense isn't inspiring. Let's say that.
So for me, it might be everybody on the Jets front office, all the Jets brass, as Adam Schefter put it. The full brass, saying, I don't know if it was a great idea to mortgage our entire franchise for a shadow GM that's going to come in here when he's done taking drugs and then try to run the team.
Correct.
And also he's 40 years old.
Yes, he's 40 years old, and he's starting to look 40 years old. I know he's been dealing with a knee issue. I think he turned his ankle. Tottenham turf sucks.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers, like the Jets are – obviously we have the Browns who we'll get to, but the Jets are the second team in my advanced analytics bad vibes team.
Yeah, they're a bummer. Is what they are. They've been a bummer, and as bad as they are, they might be. I think they might be the second best 2 and 3 team in the league.
Yeah, no, I still think they're going to probably go to the playoffs because Aaron Rodgers is still too good, even though he's not peak Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't been for a while, but you thought you wouldn't get 3 interception Aaron Rodgers. There was a moment in the game where it felt like they were just showing. It was like Robert Salah, then Rodgers, I think Hackett maybe for a second, a Jets fan, and everyone had a big frown on their face and looked like they were having a horrendous time.
Yeah, Robert Salah does not look happy on the sidelines at all. Yeah. And it's not that he's mad. I would actually like it better if he got mad. But he never really turns the corner to that emotion. He's just always got this look on his face like, I can't believe I have to fucking deal with this shit.
Yeah.
And it's tough to watch. But I think that if the Jets can beat the Bills Monday Night Football next week.
Ooh, that's a good
big game. This is I'm going to say it's a can't-lose game for the Jets.
I think it's a can't-lose game for both.
Because they got 2 teams in the division that are obviously not good.
Correct.
Right now, as they stand. Who knows what's going to happen when Tua gets back. But right now, the Dolphins and the Patriots are not good. The Jets and the Bills aren't great, but you could convince me that either one of those two could win the division.
Yes, and here's a positive for you, Memes, before we talk a little more about the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers doesn't hate Garrett Wilson as much as we thought because it felt like he was force-feeding him. It felt like he saw everyone say, hey, does Aaron Rodgers hate Garrett Wilson? He's like, no, I don't. Here's how much I don't. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to throw him the ball a bunch. So that's good. Memes?
That is positive, and I found out today they call 3 plays at a time for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Okay.
Is that why he was doing that? Clip did not look good when he was just motioning to the sideline to get the play in faster. It was that one and him crawling on the ground that were just, again, bad vibes for the Jets overall. They're a bad vibes team.
Yeah. I mean, he did battle back from what I think everybody thought was like a season-ending leg injury.
Yes.
When he got hit, his foot got pinned underneath the guy, and then he was out for a little bit. It looked awful, about as bad as it can look for Jets fans, but then he came right back in. So, Memes, his knee is okay?
His knee is okay.
His knee is okay. His knee is okay. The crazy thing is, Memes, is as bad as today was and last week, so it's like a culmination of these 2 games. If you look at the AFC is kind of bad in general outside of a couple teams at the top, because with the Bengals being 1-4, we'll talk about next, it just like the Jets are right now in the 8th spot, and ahead of them are the Chargers, the Ravens, who are very good, the Broncos, the Bills, and the Steelers, who, like, you could make an argument that the Chargers, Broncos, Bills, Steelers, there's a chance one of, or if not a couple of those teams don't make it, and the Jets have a spot to like, they'll be fine, I think. I think they would, if I had to go gun to my head, I think the Jets are still a playoff team, but it's just bad vibes.
Yeah, I'm looking through the records right now. Here are the other 2 and 3 teams, if we're doing 2 and 3 power rankings.
Oh,
right
okay.
now. We got the Dolphins, they're 2 and 3.
Yeah,
We
bad.
got the Raiders are 2 and 3.
Bad.
We've got the Colts are 2 and 3.
Bad if they go back to Anthony Richardson.
And then we go to the NFC. We got the Giants at 2 and 3.
Surprisingly feisty.
We got the Cardinals and the Niners.
Also
at 2 and 3.
feisty. Niners good, but bad record.
Yep. And then that's it. That's all we got.
So it's you're gonna be okay, Memes. You just got to figure out a way. Hank's just kind of smiling here, Hank, because I mean your team is bad, but you've got to love the fact that Memes, they're all in.
Yeah, I feel bad. I want the best for Memes and the Jets. It's unfortunate that in such a down year for the AFC, they're still losing to these bad teams.
I also
Well, I guess
feel
not
like-
the Vikings.
Yeah,
but
the Vikings are a good team.
I feel like the Tom Brady experiment in Tampa Bay really threw off the idea of how good it is to try to get a 40-year-old quarterback at the end of their and turn the entire franchise into like their little science project.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady obviously worked very well for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Aaron Rodgers, it seems like he's not moving around as well right now.
He also would have got Devontae Adams, no question.
Who?
Brady.
Yeah.
Like if Brady.
Oh,
like,
wow.
If Brady wanted him.
Yeah. So is Rodgers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but Brady.
Brady
Has
wanted
Rodgers lost his fastball being
Right.
able to get a player? That's a good question.
I think so. That's actually a good take.
Yeah, that's a great take, Hank.
Brady won't take no for an answer.
Yeah. So, Memes, looking at the schedule, you have the Bills and then at the Steelers, and then you play the Patriots again. So you have to go 2-1 here probably.
I think we have a good chance to go 2-0.
No, that was 3 games I gave you.
We have a good chance of going 3-0.
Oh, 3-0. I thought you said 2-0. 3-0. Okay. So you're fine. You're not even freaking out.
We should be 4-1.
Listen,
Going into just
Which one should you have won?
you
both
should
of them.
the Broncos. Well, I don't know about
Sauce
this
Gardner
game.
dropped the easiest interception today.
Yeah, Sam Darnold wasn't good. I guess that would be the thing is like you played a game where Sam Darnold has been on fire the first 4 games of the season. The Vikings, we said the stat on Friday, they only have been trailing for 2 minutes and 36 seconds or something this season. The Vikings are really, really good, and you got a poor performance from Sam Darnold and you weren't able to capitalize because the Vikings defense is very, very good, and they made Aaron Rodgers look old and slow and bad, and the pick 6 and the interception to seal the game. The Vikings, I think, are like they're the most besides the Chiefs, they're probably the team I believe in the most as of right now.
Yeah, they look very good. Again, I want to see them play if they have to come from behind. I want to see what their defense does in a situation like that because they definitely are engineered to rush the passer when they have a lead. And it's interesting because Sam Darnold didn't have his best game and Aaron Jones got hurt today.
Yeah, that's
and
a bummer.
And they still were okay. Now, the bye week probably a good time for the Vikings.
Yeah, great time.
It's always a good time.
Not as good as the Rams, but it almost.
Yeah, if you're undefeated, the bye week is usually a good time.
Yeah,
because
it's gotta feel-
we just got to regroup.
That's gonna feel awesome having a bye week undefeated.
Yeah.
But I was most impressed by the Vikings being like, we were excited for Sam Darnold to play as good as he did the first 4 weeks of the season. We knew that there was probably going to be a game where he was not great Sam Darnold. And can the Vikings survive that? And the answer is yes. And now you hope that great Sam Darnold comes back because he got that one out of his system.
Yep, he might. Here's another interesting stat about Aaron Rodgers here. Did you know that he's 1-47 in games where he trails in the fourth quarter against a team that's above 500?
Whoa.
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
That is pretty crazy.
1-47. It's a wild stat.
Was the one win?
I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was last season in Green Bay.
Okay.
But I forget who it was against.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say the one that he came back against the Bears 2018, that was opening night.
No, I think it was
I was just expecting that to be like the one win was against the Bears.
Because I remember seeing that stat, which looked a lot cooler when it said that it was 0 and whatever, like 0 and 35.
Yeah.
And then he gave up. He got one back.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, shout out Harrison Smith still out there doing it.
Yeah.
And all over the place. Guys don't play till they're on defense. I feel like 35-year-olds. That's not normal.
I think it's his long arm sleeves that he wears.
Yeah.
The ones that like go up to the elbows. He looks fast as shit.
It completely, it keeps him, makes him look fast and also protects him.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so Vikings 5-0, best team in football going into the bye week.
You can't make an argument otherwise.
Yeah, the Chiefs are the only other argument, and the Chiefs have not played yet. So the Chiefs could lose to the Saints, and then we would look like the smartest people in the world.
I think the Vikings are very, very much for real. I believe in Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Okay, next up, Ravens 41, Bengals 38. This game was awesome.
Great game.
Absolute shootout. Probably one of the coolest plays in the Ravens coming back, and Lamar Jackson, when he fumbled the snap, then stiff-armed Sam Hubbard twice, scrambled around and found Isaiah Likely in the end zone. I think they were down 10 at the time. This game had everything. It was like Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow were just both playing perfect football, and it was back and forth. And the Bengals are now 1-4 in a game that they absolutely should have won. Because here's the problem for the Bengals. Joe Burrow was phenomenal, and he made one mistake. And he has to play perfect for them to win because that one mistake basically cost them.
It was a great game, and Jamar Chase was incredible, unguardable tonight.
Yeah.
And, it's tough for the Bengals. Joe said after the game, we're not a championship team. I agree with that, Joe.
Yeah, he was 392 yards, 76.9% completion, 5 touchdowns, and then the one interception is what killed him. And for a second there, I looked smart and Hank looked dumb. Now I look dumb again because the Bengals lost. But I did look smart. You were right. It went from 22-1 to 10-1 because he was playing so out of his mind. And I do think the Bengals, with how bad their defense is, Joe Burrow has to play perfect, and he knows going into every game he has to play perfect, and he was playing perfect. And then that happened. The one thing I don't understand, Zach Taylor, and so the Bengals obviously had a bad snap on the missed field goal in overtime, the Evan McPherson missed field goal. That should actually not count as a missed field goal. Like, I don't know if they can do a stat.
It was crazy that he was able to kick that in relatively the right direction. Right. The ball got put down about, a tenth of a second before the foot hit it.
Yeah, but so my only qualm with Zach Taylor's coaching today was they get the Ravens fumble because Lamar Jackson doesn't see the snap coming in overtime. The Bengals get the ball back. They're basically immediately in field goal range. He calls 3 runs. Now, I know that the missed snap and hold would have you can't be like, oh, well, if they were closer, because if it was a missed snap and hold, even if it was a 20-yard field goal, they probably miss it because it was that bad. But I don't know why, when you've had the type of game that Joe Burrow's played, and you basically have to put the whole team on Joe Burrow's back. Why in that moment you wouldn't just continue to put the team on Joe Burrow's back?
I agree. It was strange that he got very conservative with that because you do want to get closer. You want to make it an easier field goal attempt if you can. Or, Joe, the way that Joe and Jamar were working, it was not unlikely that they could score a touchdown.
Right. So just be aggressive. Let Joe Burrow win the game for you because he's been that good. And again, you have to go into every game, and it's not fair to Joe Burrow, but he has to play perfect because their defense is an absolute mess and was getting carved up. And it looked like the Bengals' game plan was, hey, we're going to try to stop the run. Lamar Jackson was like, okay, fine, I'll just throw the ball all over the place and hit everyone.
He looks so good as a passer.
Incredible. That Isaiah Likely play was like play of the year so far.
It was like, I think he dribbled the ball off the ground a little bit. I think he dribbled the ball, picked it up, 2 stiff arms, scrambled across his body to likely just floated in there perfectly. It was a sexual play.
Yeah.
It was a very sexual play.
And then Derrick Henry ran, the 52-yarder in overtime to seal the game.
He's getting stronger.
He was kind of bottled up until that moment. But it was just an awesome game. And now the Bengals, I don't know. So I was looking at their schedule. I think they have 4 games coming up until they play the Ravens again. I think they don't have any margin for error anymore. They have to win their games. They play the Giants and the Browns, which they should win. And then the Eagles and Raiders. So I think they have to go 4-4. That would get them to 5-4 going up against the Ravens. So this is a problem with 1-4. We keep saying, oh, okay, they'll be okay. They'll probably be a playoff team. They can't have another whoops, we slipped up and lost the game like they lost today. Where they were up 10 with 5 minutes left.
This is true life. Help. I am addicted to believing in the Bengals.
I still believe too, but
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? If they have 1 or 2 more of these slip-ups where whether it be a week 1 game where they lost to a Patriots team that the Patriots might be their only win of the year.
Yeah.
Or this game where they're up 10 with 5.5 minutes left and they just a comedy of errors to blow this game. If you do that any other time, your season could be over.
Yep. And now Lamar is, as a starter, he is 9-1 against the Bengals.
Yeah, Jamar Chase torches the Bengals. And you were saying Lamar is against the Bengals. But I was going to say Jamar Chase also torches the Bengals. I saw those stats. He goes 200 every time. But
Ravens.
Lamar, I say Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Jamar Chase
torches the Ravens.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson torches the Bengals.
Now, how about this?
All right, I got it.
For the Ravens,
I got it.
For the Ravens,
my brain just stopped for a second.
We've got an Instagram update via the Devontae Adams situation.
Okay.
So I think this was on Friday.
Yes.
He posted a picture of Edgar Allan Poe. We all know who he looks like.
The famous author who moved to New York City at the end of his life.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I just remember that he died on the streets and nobody knows how he did.
Yeah. No, from Baltimore.
Yeah, from Baltimore. But wait.
The team
is named after him.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually move to New York.
I think he did at the end of his life.
A lot like Aaron Rodgers.
A lot like
so
Aaron
a drug
Rodgers.
addict who moved to New York City.
I saw Jets fans trying to use that. Our friend Tom Lay was like Edgar Allan Poe at the end of his life moved to New York City.
I did not know that. He wrote the Raven. He wrote the Telltale Heart.
Tom Lay might have also not fact-checked that. My fact-checking is just reading TomLay's tweet.
It was probably some guy online that he saw that said he moved to New York.
I'm going to look it up
because I thought
right
that
now.
he died on the streets of Baltimore. Did I make that up?
Maybe.
He overdosed on ether or some bullshit like that.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is kind of a cool way to go.
All right, later life, I'm going to look. Either way, does that feel like he was forced to move between several cities, including Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City? In 1836, when he was 27, he married his cousin. God damn it! These guys always just marrying their
real
cousins.
big back then. Yeah,
fucking Einstein did that shit.
I guess you didn't meet as many people.
I don't. Yeah,
communities didn't move that much, so it's like chances are you're going to be.
Was that the version of your office wife? Is your family wife?
Yeah, it's my family wife. Yeah,
it's this is all the people I know. I'm just going to start dating my cousin.
This is my Thanksgiving wife. We always really get close during the holiday season. So he moved to the Bronx.
Maybe that's who knows what part of
Edgar Allan Poe's life
that Devontae Adams was
referring to.
So his final home was in the Bronx, New York.
If he does go to the Ravens though, I feel like that's bad news for the AFC.
Yeah,
that's bad news for the AFC. Good news for the Ravens.
Very good news for the Ravens.
Good news for Stavi.
The Ravens are really, really good.
Yeah,
their defense did get gashed today, but here we go. Full circle. Jamar Chase does own the Ravens.
That's true. You've always said that.
I've always said that. Mm-hmm. Not the Bengals. He definitely doesn't own the Bengals because he can't get
Paul Brown would not.
Yeah, he can't get any money.
Yeah.
Out of them. I'm gonna look up the Jamar Chase versus the Ravens. This game rocked though. That was so much fun. Jamar Chase versus the Ravens. He owns the Ravens in the last couple times. Oh no, he had 193 and that was today. 193 and 2 touchdowns. He had a game where he had 201 and a touchdown. That's owning him a little bit. 125.
Yeah, the Bengals defense is a big issue though.
Oh, it's so bad.
Issue.
It's so bad.
They should just do. You know what they should do? The old coach's trick of, you know what? We don't have any more starters. Every position up for grabs. When you just say that, it sounds like you're trying something.
Bring in the Cincinnati basketball team.
Who are they?
I just like they're usually
this University. Of
the
Cincinnati.
University of Cincinnati basketball team. Bring them in for open tryouts.
They're always tough as fuck.
Yeah, they always say they can't shoot and they rebound.
Yeah, you got a football team.
Yeah, just bring them in and just do that's the old college coach would be like open tryouts. We want the basketball team to come in and try to play some football.
Just get Mick
or other way around.
Get Mick Cronin back there for just a little bit to coach your defense.
Yeah,
show me some effort.
They are bad. They are bad, and the Ravens are good. Anything else? Yeah, my brain broke for a second there. I apologize to everyone.
Got hit by lightning.
Yeah, I got hit by lightning. I still can't get over that hold and that snap.
Yeah, so
it never had a chance.
Every time I see something like that happen in a game, I think about the position of being the holder. To me, that seems like it's one of the hardest things to do, but they're really, really good at it at a high level, so you don't really hear about fucked up snaps and holds that much.
Right.
And when you do, it's a massive thing like Tony Romo. But it feels like getting that snap and putting it down within like a quarter of a second and spinning the ball is a lot harder than we think that it is.
Yeah, it takes.
Now, actually, you know what? I'm sounding like a loser right now. I could do that job.
I'm built different.
I could do that job. It's the easiest thing. You catch the ball, you put it down. How hard is that?
It was funny in the gambling cave. People were had the Bengals, and there was some blame going around for the holder wearing a wedding ring.
Yeah, I'll listen to that.
We're like, why the fuck does he have a wedding ring on?
Yeah,
that had to have affected it.
You want eligible bachelors as your holder.
Yeah, I also kind of like my holders wearing receiving gloves.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
Not a wedding ring.
Yeah, not a wedding ring. So,
since when are punters married?
I don't know. If you're a Bengals fan, are you? It has to feel so weird having such an explosive offense and a team that has been in this hole before. So you have to tell yourself it's going to be okay, even though it might not be okay this year.
So if you're a Bengals fan, I'll give you a couple silver linings in all this. One, you'd much rather have an explosive offense and a terrible defense than have a terrible offense and a great defense.
Correct.
It's way more fun to watch.
Yep.
Two, you're probably an Ohio State fan, so that's fun.
Yeah.
You get to have a good
big game
Saturday.
against Oregon.
Have a great Saturday. And then three, you're not the Browns. You could be a Browns fan.
Yeah, that's true.
And four, Kentucky basketball's back, maybe.
Yeah. These are all big things.
You have to look at all the nice things that go along with Cincinnati.
You got Coach Cal fired. It is bad though for the Bengals, like this game specifically, losing this to the Ravens, because like you obviously, the way the NFL schedule goes, you play another division and you play the first place schedule, the last place schedule. The Ravens beat the Bills and the Bengals lost to the Patriots. That's a tough swing for their AFC East opponents.
That is, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. So that's where it's like, goddamn, you can't have those.
I don't think the Bengals are going to make the playoffs, but I do think that they'll be sniffing around. They'll be in that graphic.
I'll say it. They're going to make the playoffs. Fuck it.
All right.
I might try to bet it on DraftKings. Make the playoffs. Let's look it up real quick. Let's figure.
I mean, if you do it, I have to do it because I am addicted to still thinking.
Yeah,
they'll figure something out on defense.
You know what? Why don't we bet them to win the
Super Bowl? Soupy? You thinking Soupy? What are the odds? Probably
so
pretty,
quick if they're dead.
Probably pretty tasty.
To now, fuck it.
We're value hunters. This is like
they're 30-1.
This is like buying penny stocks.
They're 30-1. Why not? This is, yeah. I might have to do it. I might have to say fuck it. We're gonna believe in the Bengals.
What are their next games here?
They're playing the Giants and the Browns, so they should win both.
They should win both those.
Oh, the Giants are feisty.
Now, do you think the bookmakers are smart enough to also know what their future schedule is?
I think they probably took a look at it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably took a look at it. Okay, let's go to the next game. Texans 23, Bills 20. Another great witching hour game. It was all Texans to start. Then Nico Collins got hurt, and their offense basically lost all of its explosiveness. They scored 14 points in the first quarter, 9 points in the last three. Josh Allen was bad. It was probably his worst game he's had in a long time.
I think it might have been his worst game ever.
Rookie year, he had a couple that were real bad, but he was he completed 9 passes, I think.
Yeah,
9 for 30.
9 for 30.
And their offense
has to be his worst completion percentage of all time.
It's
hard to get worse than that.
It is hard to get worse than that, but I remember his rookie season was a lot of this guy is really bad. People were shitting on him. He was bad though, and it's now a two game stretch of being bad that has the Bills questioning, did they make a mistake was it really addition by subtraction getting rid of Stephon Diggs? Because it feels like the Bills don't have any, especially with Shakir hurt, the Bills don't have anyone who is getting open routinely, and Josh is not finding any rhythm, and he's been missing guys as well, and their offense just, when they've stepped up in class, because their first 3 games weren't against the best opponents, they've stepped up, played the Ravens, played the Texans, 2 of the best AFC teams, and did not look good.
Yeah, I think I've found maybe a problem with C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
I think he hits his guys on explosive long touchdowns so frequently that he injures them.
Yeah.
Because they're burning guys with their deep speed. They're making these catches. They're sprinting in the end zone, trying to get away from the last cornerback, and then they get an injury like a hamstring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So CJ, maybe stop being so good.
Yeah, you're too good.
You got to check down more often, CJ.
You're too good. Josh Allen did have a 6 for 15 game his rookie year, and then he also had an 8 completion game his rookie year. But either way, really bad game from Josh Allen.
Maybe the Bills got to get back to like letting Josh do design runs.
There was
just ground and pound.
They did have
tight
one
end sets.
They did have one that looked. Well, that's the other thing is Dalton Kincaid. Like, we have 2 tight ends that we've heard so much about in the NFL. Kyle Pitts and Dalton Kincaid. I feel like I'm just waiting for them to do some cool shit.
Yeah, just go heavy. Go heavy sets if you're the Bills.
They can run the ball. James Cook is awesome, but their offense looked so bad today outside of Keon Coleman's like huge broken play kind of touchdown. And the only thing that kept them in the game was the Texans just kept on trying to give them the game. There was a pick. There was a fourth and 1 that they didn't convert. And then you get to the end of the game where people are going to go after Sean McDermott for his play calling. So it was, I don't really know. I still am thinking about it, and I don't know if I totally disagree.
You're talking about when they got the ball back pinned deep.
They got the ball back with 40 seconds left, tie game on like the 4-yard line, and the Texans had all 3 timeouts.
Yep.
So under normal circumstances, you'd say, yeah, run the ball, go to overtime. The problem is if you run the ball, the Texans are going to use all 3 of their timeouts, and if you're not running it, trying to get a first down, you're just trying to run out the clock, they're going to have a chance to kick a field goal, which they ended up doing. Sean McDermott decided to pass the ball 3 times, which I don't hate the idea, but given how their passing game was working, it felt like it was a losing proposition.
Yeah, so if they had tried to run the ball 3 times, you burn your 3 timeouts, they punt, the Texans get the ball back with like 25 seconds left?
Yeah.
Certainly enough time to make a few yards around midfield, probably.
Yep.
And then that's definitely enough time to make a few yards and kick that same field goal that they ended up kicking.
Yes.
So yeah, at the time I guess I was a little confused when they ran it on 1st and 2nd down. But then I started thinking about it. I was
You
like,
mean
yeah,
passed?
Oh yeah, when they passed. But then I'm like, yeah, this is no win situation. And McDermott took blame for it afterwards. He's like, yeah, that was my call. Kind of a shitty position I was in, but I'll take responsibility for that. Well, yeah, you should take responsibility because you're the coach. But I don't think it was like a big colossal fuck up.
I thought it was a fuck up just because I thought they were going to get safetied.
Just go play action. They think you're going to run it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess running it and then making them burn all 3 of their timeouts. But the other problem is Kymie Fairbairn is incredible. He now has 8 50-plus yard field goals, and it's been 5 weeks. He has 8 50-plus yard field goals, and it's been 5 weeks. That's the most ever through 5 weeks. There's only 4 kickers last year in the entire season who had 8 50-plus yard field goals. It's crazy. It was a 59-yarder to win the game.
59-yard, and it cleared it by, it looked like it was close to 10 yards. It landed, I think it hit the net.
Yeah.
I think maybe even a fan might have caught it.
Yeah. It was incredible. So, you're kind of stuck there. I think I'd probably lean running the ball and trying to make them burn their timeouts, and maybe you can break one with James Cook, because again, it's not as much like the idea of passing to try to be aggressive and get a first down so you can go to overtime. I get, but the way the Bills' offense looked passing the ball was so bad that you have to think that you have a better chance of getting a first down running the ball in that situation than passing.
And good news for the Texans, you didn't commit a single penalty, I think, in the first half, after we had Laramie Tunsil on watch for most holding penalties ever. I don't think he had a holding penalty today.
I don't know either. I tried to bet on it. You can't bet on penalties, but I figured he'd have a penalty, but maybe he didn't. What were you going to say, Max?
Nothing.
You're just leaning towards the microphone. I thought you were going to say something.
No, I'm trying to, yeah.
here's the crazy thing about the Texans. I don't think the Texans have played their best game, and they're 4-1. And look, for real. Like they haven't. Today was a perfect example. First quarter, lights out. Like, holy shit, this is going to be the Texans' day. They're going to dominate them. Nico Collins gets hurt. Their offense kind of sputters. Like they haven't. It doesn't feel like they put together a full 4 quarters yet. And they're 4-1, and they are like it feels like they can just keep going up and up from here.
Yeah, this is a big step too, I think, for C.J. Stroud. Like the Bills, I don't think are a bad team at all. I think that they've got some question marks, but being able to hold them off in the fourth quarter as they mounted a comeback, I think like those wins and the win that he had against a not so great team, the Jaguars, like he's not just blowing teams out; he's doing it in weird ways where he has to like kind of engineer victories.
Yes. So I'm high on the Texans, and I guess if you're a Bills fan, I think the best thing you can do is say, well, we just played the Ravens and the Texans, who are 2 of the top 3 teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
So maybe we're not one of the top teams in the AFC, but you also have to put perspective that they're still a playoff team.
Right. So next week, when it's going to be Bills and Jets, it's too easy to say loser leaves town, but it's like loser
feels really bad leaving town.
Loser, go get your passport.
Where's the game?
Where's the game, Memes?
MetLife.
New Whose
Jersey.
line is it anyway? Brought to you by DraftKings. Pull it up.
I'm going to say it is Bills minus 2.5.
Memes, can you pull it up? My phone's dead.
Your phone's dead?
Yeah. How's your phone dead?
How's your phone dead?
I don't know, it just died.
It's Sunday. You got to always be on top of it.
Been here all day, yeah.
What have you
Yeah,
been
no, but
watching
that's
on there?
something that's you can't have your phone die. I'm gonna say Jets minus 2.
Ooh.
PFT was right.
Oh, Bills. What is it?
Bills minus 2.5.
Let's go.
Wow. All right, so then
Over under.
I got to take the Jets, I guess.
The Jets are wearing their throwback jerseys.
Are those good
The
or
ugly
bad?
ones?
No, the oh fuck you, dude.
You know what ones I'm talking
That
about.
was a real fuck you, dude. Oh man, was that a real fuck you, dude?
It is the Mark Sanchez, Chad Pennington, Vinny Testaverde ones.
That's
Oh,
a
nice.
throwback.
Boy.
A lot of good memories.
I love them.
Yeah, 2 AFC championship games.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me see them.
They should have never changed.
Let me see the throwback jerseys.
They're shiny, right? Those are the shiny green ones.
The Jets are, there's
Look how shiny those jerseys are.
there are certain people that you like if you close your eyes you can't remember if they have like a mustache or if they if they wear glasses or something. Like we're like I think they have a mustache, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of the Jets jerseys. Like if you ask me to remember their throwbacks, I'd be like I think I remember them.
It's weird because Big Cat, I think you and I are old enough to see these jerseys and then remember when they would wear their throwbacks.
Yeah, right.
Which are way more similar to their jerseys now.
Right.
Well, their jerseys now are the throwbacks.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, see?
All right, so that makes sense. So they're wearing their
wearing their new
not
jerseys.
wearing their throwbacks.
They're wearing their new jerseys.
This is throwback.
This is their in-between throwbacks?
In between throwbacks, and we're currently wearing the throwbacks.
What were you going to say, Max?
These look like their current jerseys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
I
like when you
yeah.
close your eyes, you're like, wait, does that person have a mustache? Can't remember.
It's the
what is
circle
the Jets?
logo.
I look at these. I'm like, oh yeah, those are the Jets jerseys.
What are the current Jets jerseys? These are the most uninspiring throwbacks.
What do you mean?
Because I wouldn't know. If you had not said anything, I would have been like, those are just the Jets jerseys.
See, it's like a...
Is it the circle in the helmet? That's what it is?
That's the current.
But those are the throwbacks. The current are the throwbacks.
The ones that they're wearing this year are their throwbacks to before they had their throwback jerseys.
Right. So they're wearing next week they're not wearing throwbacks, they're wearing their new jerseys.
It is a throwback.
No, it's
they're
their
throwing
new
it back.
it's their new jerseys.
They look like the same jersey, just the lines
They're
on
not-
the sleeves
they're
are a little
different.
different.
No, memes, you're not
Memes,
getting it.
you're not getting it.
Their jerseys that they have right now are their throwback
Throwbacks.
jerseys. The ones that they wore in like the mid-2000s to late 2000s, those are their new
jerseys.
So they're going to be wearing their
new
new
jerseys.
jerseys in New Jersey.
Yes. These are their new jerseys that they're wearing on Monday, not their throwbacks, because they wear their throwbacks as their regular jerseys.
I mean, they technically will be new jerseys.
Yes, where MetLife is.
Right.
This was also the best week of jerseys of the year.
Oh.
All around the
Bengals,
league.
we didn't even talk about the Bengals
Yeah.
pants today were awesome.
Yeah, the Broncos. The Broncos should
Broncos.
never wear anything else. That's, yeah.
Yeah. I saw Bo Nix go out in pregame warmups, and I was like, he he looks so much like John Elway that I think he's going to think that he is John Elway.
Yeah. I saw him in warm-ups, and I was like, this guy, I'm going to have to wait a half, but then he's going to arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, a timeless tradition lives on, the classic. That's not the classic. You're wearing the classic.
This is a classic.
It's not, no.
Did you just point that out just because it says the word classic on the graphic? You were like, look, it says classic.
Also,
and feeling nostalgic. No, you don't feel like you feel. I guess you feel nostalgic all the time.
What was Joe Namath wearing?
The ones they're wearing now, I think.
when you look at that, the font that they have on Classic is is a classic font, but when you compare it to the jersey, it doesn't match the jersey at all. The jersey's new and futuristic.
Now those are classics.
Yeah, and that's their jersey that they're wearing now.
Oh, but that has a circle.
Okay.
I'm now confused.
Kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah, this fully.
Max, you raised your hand?
Me.
No, that was like a. What are we doing?
Just I don't know. We're doing the show.
No, that was
yeah.
me. Like, what are the Jets?
What
doing?
are the
They
Jets
just have the
doing?
same
Yes.
jersey every time.
It's
It's just different iterations of the same.
Can you
jersey.
just show us? Can you Google the history of the Jets jerseys?
Oh yeah, give me a timeline.
I think the New York Sack.
Well, the most recent ones before now were trash. Right?
Yeah.
Those were trash.
It was the worst.
Oh yeah, when they
the
tried to
jersey.
do like the black and green ones.
Yeah,
they were
they
super
introduced
shiny
the
helmets.
jersey along with Adam Gase, and they lost every single fucking year.
Unlike all the other Jets years.
No, the classics. Good memories.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the Jets have just had the same jersey.
Yeah.
Literally, from 1965,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
same
it's the
jersey.
same uniform.
Like the only helmet
And the
that's
1961s were the ugly ones I was talking about.
yeah.
The blue ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Throwback night.
throwback
Well,
night.
is it?
No.
It's classic.
Are the Bills wearing their throwbacks?
They should.
That
Bills
would be
have
cool.
some good
I
throwbacks.
feel like they wear them every week now, though.
These ones sucked.
Yeah, those ones did suck. Those ones were bad.
They were the only ones that were different. They tried to switch it up,
and
then they sucked. So
they
then
sucked
they were
even
like,
harder, yeah.
So then like we need to go back to we got to run the football with just the same jersey.
That's
Yeah.
not even.
Always done.
That's not even that big of a change, though. That's like we're just gonna make the shoulders look like 20% sleeker.
This is good Jersey talk. All right, so Texans are really good and Bills might have some problems.
Yep.
All right. Next up, Commanders 34, Browns 13, PFT.
Yeah, I said on Friday's show that if we won this game, I am going to say some reckless shit. Then I saw that we're playing the Ravens. And I feel like that's my reckless shit game.
Yeah.
Like if we beat the Ravens, I will get so abnormally reckless with it that nobody will want to listen to the show ever again. I can say what I was going to say.
Well, let's save it for the Ravens.
Okay, I'll say it for the Ravens.
Yeah, so you don't want to. I think we should
kinda
talk.
wanna know what
Oh, you want
you're
give
gonna
us give us one thing.
I-
Don't say all
okay,
of them because
okay,
you want to save
okay.
some of it.
I'll leave-
And you're not saying this.
No,
I'm
he's not.
But
He
I'll
would-
leave out one word.
Okay.
Okay. I think that Jaden Daniels is the blank best quarterback in the NFL. There's a word. There's
Wait,
a word that's missing
blank
there.
Best quarterback.
He is
in
the
NFL?
blank best quarterback in the NFL.
Unanimous.
8th.
No, it's not eighth. That's why I'm not saying it because it's not eighth.
Second,
It's not second. No.
Undisputed.
First?
No, no.
Undisputed.
third.
No. It's around.
5th.
It's
I think it's third.
18th.
it's right. It's right in between what Big Cat and Max said.
Fourth.
4th.
Here's the thing with Jaden Daniels today. He finally didn't have like his last 3 games were basically perfect football.
Yeah.
He didn't have a perfect football game, but he still made just awesome big time throws, and third down he just completely befuddles defenses.
And he wasn't really doing it as much with his legs. He had good numbers rushing in the other games, but in this game it's like he got out of the pocket, scrambled, had a bunch of chunk plays with his feet. He didn't have his best game with his arm. He had that bad interception in the first half.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's almost better that he, like, obviously you want to be perfect all the time, but in the back of your head you're like, he can't be perfect every single game. So having a game where he wasn't perfect but still really fucking good has to be comforting.
And I think his whole stat line looks a lot better if Terry gets into the end zone on that first bomb that he threw. That was incredible, where he just sprints away from the pressure and uncorks one. It was like a Josh Allen type play. Then he had that great touchdown pass to Brown at the end.
Yeah, De'Ami Brown, that was a sick throw.
It was a sick throw. I'm still not sold on the Warthog as being his nickname. I tried it out once today.
Yeah.
Che had to point out he doesn't have any warts that we know of.
That we know of.
I don't know what his full medical panel says. But the Warthog, I'm struggling to come up with that one. I tried out Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Maybe.
That's a little too confusing.
It might be a little confusing. But it was mostly today was about the defense.
What about his name just being cool?
Yeah, Jaden.
Jaden Daniels is just a cool name.
It is a cool name.
Like, I don't think you even need to do a nickname for him.
So the defense the last 2 weeks has looked good. Now it's against the Cardinals, who I don't think are that bad offensively. I think that they're okay.
They're when they can't run the ball, they're very bad, and then when they can run the ball, they look good. So you guys get credit for stopping their run.
Yes.
Right.
But I will get way out of pocket if we happen to beat the Ravens next Sunday, which is not going to be flex. It's going to be, I think, in the noon slate. So
I don't think they flex till later anyway.
No, they wanted to flex it.
Oh, really?
CBS protected it. CBS Dikembe swatted them.
I did see Florio. They were trying to basically burn time during the weather delay, and Florio did a weird FaceTime interview with Jaden Daniels. And was like, have you heard people chanting MVP yet? And Jaden Daniels was like, no, I have not. Like, because he's a humble guy.
Yeah.
And Florio basically was like, get ready to learn, like, MVP, buddy.
I don't like that. Florio, stay far away from my quarterback. Hey, Florio.
It was awkward.
Florio, stick to Aaron Rodgers, buddy.
Yeah. He was.
Stay in your lane.
But, yeah, the Dan Quinn defense is starting to round into shape. The Browns were 1 of 13 on third down until garbage time. Deshaun Watson has to be benched.
There was a moment in this game where I was like, holy fuck, how is this guy still playing? And that was, I think it was like 4th and short, maybe 4th and 3, 4th and 4. And Stefanski was looking out on the field, like calling in the play, like, we're going to do this. We're going for it. Deshaun just started walking off the field. And Stefanski just put his head down and was like, what the fuck is going on? He doesn't want to go for it on 4th down. Jameis Winston, say what you want about Jameis, but there has never been a 4th down that Jameis did not have to be dragged off the field.
Competitor.
He wants to stay on the field. His teammates, Deshaun's teammates, look like they're fed up with it too.
Yep.
I don't think it's Stefanski's call at this point.
No,
I feel like it's probably above his head because he wasn't the guy that wanted Deshaun Watson there in the first place. He didn't make that trade go through, that sign and trade. I think that's probably the owner.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where he's either not allowed. 2 theories. One, Stefanski's either not allowed to take Deshaun out because the owner says not to. Or 2, Stefanski's so mad at the owner for making him take Deshaun that he's like, no, you want Deshaun? We're going to keep giving you Deshaun so you can see how wrong you were.
It's the Browns are so unbelievably fucked. That's really the only way to explain it. Because Deshaun is so bad. I think Deshaun's so bad, even like the last bit of Deshaun defenders being like, oh, the offensive line, oh, this. No. He's just bad. He holds onto the ball so long. He takes sacks all the time.
He gets lost.
He misses throws. He's a bummer. Then he gets in front of the, like, I don't know if you guys saw his post-game press conference, but he's like, yeah, we just got to keep taking what the defense gives us. What? You haven't done that once.
Yeah, the defense, there was no taking involved today.
No.
So
you just stink at football.
There was a tweet from Benjamin Solak. He said, I'm confident I can name 100 active NFL quarterbacks, XFL quarterbacks, college quarterbacks, and retired quarterbacks who would be better at quarterbacking the Cleveland Browns than Deshaun Watson is right now. 100. I think that we should just try to name the worst quarterback that you think would be better on the Browns right now than Deshaun Watson. I have a name, and it's disgusting when
Peterman?
Peterman definitely.
Definitely would be better.
Yep.
You don't think Josh Rosen would be better?
No, I don't think. I think that's probably where he
might
he's
in
be
business school now.
One of the first ones off. I think that name for me is Desmond Ridder. I think Desmond Ridder would be better.
Tim Boyle?
Yeah. Gets the ball out on time.
It's any other
Yates of hell.
Oh, Field Yates.
For sure.
I mean, not Field Yates. TJ Yates would fucking dominate.
Yeah, Field Yates. Also,
Field Yates might too.
Yeah.
He could be better than Deshaun. I'll tell you what.
Kyler Murray in him.
The guys would
his shoulders fucked up.
The guys would like him more.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Like, that's part of it. It's just crazy the Browns are in this situation where they're so unbelievably fucked because any other quarterback was playing like this, he would have been benched. And they aren't going to bench him. And it's crazy because, like you said, the owner's probably putting pressure on Stefanski. Stefanski's in the worst spot ever. He's a really good coach, and he's just stuck.
There's a big enough body of evidence out there for Stefanski to say that he's a much better coach than this.
Yeah. They were a playoff team last year with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How many of the names on that the back of that sad Browns jersey, how many of those names do you think would be better than Deshaun Watson? Let's assume at the peak of their powers.
Okay. All right.
Or maybe the average of their career.
Okay.
Johnny Football?
Johnny Football I'd take
him.
Oh, man, this is a...
Hank, who's the worst quarterback?
All right, Ty Detmer, Spurgeon Wynn, Doug Peterson's on there.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Matt Schaub.
Kelly Holcomb. Jeff Garcia would definitely be better.
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer better. Charlie Fry better.
Also, Kelly Holcomb was not bad.
No.
Brock Osweiler.
Derek Anderson better. Ken Dorsey better. Brady Quinn better. I can't read this. Oh, Gosowski way better.
Yep.
Colt McCoy better. Jake Delhomme better. Seneca Wallace better. Brandon Whedon, meh. Maybe.
He had a couple flashes.
Kevin Hogan. Yeah, they're all better.
Brandon Whedon's probably like 70 now.
Yeah, he was old. Connor Shaw.
Yeah, I remember Connor Shaw, South Carolina legend.
South Carolina. I was like, damn. Deshaun Kaiser. Maybe that's it. Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah. Hoyer. Kaiser's probably, yeah.
Kaiser's probably
I would say Kaiser, Josh Rosen, not as good as Deshaun Watson right now.
It's so bad. It's so bad that Terry Bradshaw said on Fox during one of the game breaks that he would put Deshaun Watson down.
Yeah.
Put him down. Now, he a little bit misspoke there because Howie Long was like, do you mean take him out, like bench him? He's like, yeah, I meant bench him. But putting him down was, it didn't sound crazy when it came out of his mouth.
Bring the tarp out onto the field. Yeah, I think that Howie saved him. I think that Terry meant, yeah, just like, he's an old dog.
Put him down. He's a dog.
He's an old dog.
Yeah, the Browns.
Yeah, and also we saw that picture with Mike Vick and Jaden Daniels this week.
Yeah.
Is it bad news?
What does the rest of Deshaun Watson's life look like?
Let's see.
Like, does he just go into hiding? I don't know.
Might buy an island somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah. What do you do?
You think Deshaun went to any Diddy parties?
I don't know. I think the Browns probably are hoping.
Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be good for your bottom line.
If they could figure out a way to implicate him. Do we have our Johnny Fanta video? One of my favorite. This one's got to be a doozy. So we don't watch these until, I think it was like 3 minutes, which that's fine with me because I love Fanta. But he's got to be at the end of his rope here. Oh, he's got the Halloween set up in the background.
I bet Fanta goes all out at Halloween.
He definitely gives out full-size candy bars.
He's got the sickest front lawn decorations.
Yep. Okay.
Guys, I've got to tell you about the best way to spend your Sunday afternoon.
Oh, we didn't watch.
It's called the Circus of Insanity. This is a brand new autumn activity in which you can spend 100 minutes on a Sunday afternoon watching someone try to do the same thing over and over again, believing that it may change one of these Sundays. Even against the National Football League's worst pass defense. Yes, worst pass defense in which for a half of football, not 70 yards were amassed. When will it end? If it hasn't ended now, it shouldn't end. Because at the end of the day, professionals or not, you all have jobs out there. You've worked on a project with other classmates, or surely you've done something with your family in which everybody has to participate. And you know, if there's someone on your team or your group that you simply can't count on. Sure, there's a lot of people in the Cleveland Browns organization right now. In fact, everybody except the punter. Bajorquez doesn't deserve to get looped into this. Everybody deserves some level of blame. But this is a quarterback league. And if you don't have an answer at that position, you're not going to do anything productive in the NFL. Especially when the other team that you're playing has capable quarterback play. You could sit here and blame the defense. They came ready to play. They came out and got a couple of stops. They came out with energy. They got an interception at the goal line. They tried to open your window of opportunity a little bit more. And instead, when your offense steps on the field, it is dark storm clouds. Why? Because the quarterback can't play. He doesn't have it anymore. And the Browns won't rip the Band-Aid off. And if we can all realize it, all the people in that locker room realize and know it. Okay? I'm not that smart. And
yes,
it doesn't take someone smart to know that what the Browns have is a guy that's supposed to be a leader, a quarterback supposed to be a leader of a football team. And what that guy has done is totally dissipate, shred away all of the momentum that you had 267 days ago when you were in a playoff game. In less than 270 days, your Cleveland Browns have gone from a playoff team with a loaded, talented roster to back to being the pumpkin of the NFL.
We brought it all together.
The pumpkin of the NFL. We're back to being the joke. And all you can do is laugh. I'm past being ticked. I'm just chuckling.
Oh.
Enjoy your Sunday. Maybe find a pumpkin patch.
Oh.
Thanks, Johnny.
Done. He's past being ticked. He's just chuckling.
Yeah, all you got to do is laugh. And it's sad if you're a Browns fan. There's no hope this season as long as he's the quarterback. There's just none.
And man.
Like, don't even bring Chubb back. Let Chubb heal up entirely.
It's crazy that the Browns felt like they were going in the right direction there for a second, and now they're just. And it sucks even more that like the Lions have figured it out. And you thought, what like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, if you said who's going to be in a Super Bowl first, the Browns or the Lions, like Browns all day. Now it's just sad.
Even a couple years ago, the Browns.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing the Browns and the Lions come up together.
I know.
And then
they just went right back to the slums.
The Browns couldn't get out of their own way.
Yeah. PFT, if the playoffs ended today, you would be the number 2 seed in the NFC.
That's wild.
It's pretty cool.
It's crazy to think about. I'm definitely thinking Yoffs. I am.
You have to.
I'm
You're
thinking
4-1.
4-1. This season honestly couldn't go any better for me. I'm so happy. The weird, sad part about, as you know, like we talked about the Lions and the Browns, these are two franchises that have been beaten down into shit over the last 30 years or so. I have almost imposter syndrome for having a good quarterback. So I wake up in the morning, I refuse to believe like this can't be happening. Something bad is going to happen. Chaps the other day was telling me like, hey, congrats on Jaden. And I feel guilty. I feel like I have to be like, you had a good quarterback too.
Yeah.
I have to like lie and be like, yeah, no, it's not that great. Like I'm not having that much fun. No, I'm having the fucking best time ever. And I'm not sad about it. But I do have this like lingering guilt in the back of my head where when I hear from fans of other teams that are like, I'm happy that you're finally tasting joy. I'm like, I can't think of it that way because I know exactly what it's like to be stuck in a shithole.
Right.
And I feel bad for people that have to deal with that situation because I lived through it for so long. And I'm reaching a point where, number one, it's awesome to watch Jaden play. He brings me so much happiness in my life just watching him play out there. But also, every single time somebody hits him or when he runs out of bounds,
you get scared.
I think, what the fuck, no, not again. And there was a moment today where I had some very, very dark thoughts for about half a second. When he ran out of bounds, his knee jiggled a little bit, and then he reached and he grabbed his leg as he did like a somersault on the sidelines, and my life flashed before my eyes, and I was like, "This is my worst fears coming to fruition right now." So I am like, I'm dealing with it. I'm learning how to enjoy having a good quarterback.
Yeah, you got to block that out.
And I don't know.
Then you're going to just end up being like someone who doesn't go out of their house because they're scared they're going to get hit by a bus.
I'll be agoraphobic.
Yeah,
you
can't live like that.
I'm trying not to, and I'm working on it. I'm working very hard, but it was another fun Sunday for me. I mean, he makes me so happy.
Yeah, 4-1.
He's my special guy.
Second seed overall in the NFC right now. Top of the NFC East. It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm loving it. Things have gotten. I am starting to also recognize there are red flags that should be going up when you're enjoying something too much. Because I did surpass one of those. When you buy a alternate jersey for one of your like third string players, I reached that point in Jaden's career arc today with Luke McCaffrey.
Okay.
I got an Arctic camo Luke McCaffrey jersey.
But you had to buy that.
But I think that's going to be sick.
hands were tied.
I think that's going to stand up.
You see that jersey, you have to buy it.
You have to get
they
that
make
one.
that they when they sit in the NFL shop, they basically make that because they're like, at least we'll sell one.
Yeah, I want to see a breakdown on the NFL, like on Fanatics or on the NFL official site, where it shows like what percentage of their worst pieces of merch get purchased by me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think they put things up there just for me to buy.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you try to buy it for us.
I might be wearing one of them right now,
Yeah.
actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah.
You absolutely are. All right. Let's take a break and we'll get to some more games. We are brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Hank's phone is dead. PFT, can you look up the Saints-Chiefs game?
Yep.
What the prices are? So Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Football season is here. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We're looking at the Chiefs, Saints, Monday Night Football, PFT. What do we got for some seats when you hit that GT pick setting at the top of the screen? Because they have that, and you can also browse your local Game Time pick deal near you on your Game Time app homepage. What do we got?
I'm seeing that you can get in for as low as $85.
Love it.
And I'm seeing a GT pick for $193 at midfield, I think first row on the top balcony.
That's the best seat in the house.
One of the best seats that
is the best seat in the house. So Game Time Picks has that. Just hit that GT pick setting and you'll be good to go. So if you're looking to go to that game on Monday Night Football, go buy those seats for Saints Chiefs. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game time. We also are brought to you by our friends at Supercuts. This episode is sponsored by Supercuts. I'm about to get my hair cut. I'm a little overdue. Supercuts knows it's not super convenient to hear this ad, but what is convenient is getting a haircut at Supercuts. You can check in for a time you want at supercuts.com, or you can just walk into any of their 2,000 Supercuts locations. What makes Supercuts super? Well, it's got 10,000 stylists who just do their job. They use Supercuts' own technique for cutting hair, perfected over decades, and they do it nearly 25 million times a year. That's a lot. That's a lot of reps, and it shows. Supercuts has an incredible average rating of 4.8 out of 5 stars on Google. Find a salon near you at supercuts.com. Supercuts, real smart hair. I'm going to go get my hair cut at Supercuts this week. I'm going to look great because, again, they just do their job. And it's super convenient because you can check in online. You can show up. You'll be able to sit there, get your hair cut in and out. Super convenient with Supercuts. Go right now. Find a salon near you at supercuts.com. Supercuts, real smart hair. Okay, next up, we've got Jaguars 37, Colts 34. Another Sunday thriller. First of all, happy birthday to Trevor Lawrence. It was his birthday today.
Yeah, I was upset that we didn't know that going into it.
Well, I thought the Jaguars would win this game because, like I said, I thought it was Trevor Lawrence's slump buster with Gus Bradley's defense that he knows well. He did play well. It feels like he got out of his slump. He had 371 yards and 2 TDs. Also, Doug Peterson, we've talked about his quotes, and he's basically like just the "this is fine" dog every single week. I'll give him credit this week. He said there's a weight off everybody's shoulders. I bet there is.
That's
because
really nice.
That was a game that you had to win. They almost Jaguared it in the end, but you had to win that game, and they did win that game.
That's really nice. And so now this is 10 years since since the Colts have won a game in Jacksonville. So there were a few things. The Colts hadn't won there in forever. Trevor Lawrence's birthday and the Tom Coughlin Ring of Honor. This was a stars aligning. What's it called when the planets all get together?
An eclipse?
Yeah, an eclipse. Yeah. It was like an eclipse down in Florida.
And they still almost lost this game.
They still almost lost it. They almost got Flacco'd. Flacco looked pretty good again today. And at one point when he took off for the football, he ran faster than anybody on the field. Flacco ran. They said, well, here's where I'm staying a little bit woke on the Amazon Next Gen Stats or whatever.
Yeah.
They said Joe Flacco ran 18 miles per hour.
Yeah.
That's really fast. Imagine being on a treadmill and you turn it up to 18. That's how fast
really,
they said
really
Joe.
fast.
I don't think he was going 18 miles
I don't
per
think
hour.
he was going 18. It also, while it was happening in the moment, it was the same feeling I had like when my kids took their first step, where I was very proud, but also very nervous that there was going to be a really, really horrific accident and like a fall or something was going to happen and we were going to lose Joe Flacco. So I was like clapping and I was like, wait, get down. Please get down.
I had just never seen this.
Yeah.
It's been years. It's probably been like 7 years since I've seen Joe take off like that. For me, it was more like seeing your teacher in the supermarket.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not supposed to be doing that,
Yeah,
Joe.
what are you doing right now?
That's not your game, Joe.
It was the stat hole sent me the stat. It was the second longest run or the oldest. So Vince Evans had, I think he was a little bit older. He had a 23-yard run in 1994 for the Raiders. So this was the longest run for the oldest player since then.
Since 1994.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
So, I mean, listen, Kevin Durant put it perfectly. He said, put Flacco anywhere, and he's going to hoop.
He's going to hoop.
That's really what it is. Joe Flacco is, I don't know how the Browns didn't keep him. I don't know how other teams didn't call. I know that you have to put Anthony Richardson back in because you're hoping that he becomes the future, but Flacco's the best, and it's so much fun watching him, and he actually has a ton of weapons, and he was spreading the ball everywhere. He threw over 300 yards, 3 TDs. He's just the best. So it's so much fun when Flacco's playing.
In Flacco's last 2 games against the Jags, this one, and then also last year with the Browns, he's thrown for 670 yards and 6 touchdowns. As an old man Flacco has their number.
Flacco. Representation matters.
Good job.
We learned he's a 85 January baby.
Yeah, 39 years old. The Jaguars, good for you.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can say is good for you. Defense didn't look good. Trevor did enough, but good for you getting a win.
Yeah, good for you.
Can we do that thing now where we show the circle of parity in the NFL where every team has like a link that, because I guess we got undefeated teams. So we can't do the circle of parity just yet, which is like this team beat that team, we beat that team, and then you make your way all the way through the league, and you're like, wow, that's wild. NFL is king.
Yeah, we finally popped the champagne.
No, not yet for that because you have to wait for the Chiefs and the Vikings to lose.
Oh no, I was just say pop the champagne for the Lions and the Browns defeated teams.
Yes.
Or I guess it would be like a Schlitz or something.
They're going to go undefeated. Yeah. Crack open the Mad Dogs.
They get to keep it. They get to keep it. The Jaguars have won a game. Yeah, I was happy the Jaguars won a game. Feels like the locker room needed that. As for the Colts, it is kind of a tough thing because they do have to go back to Anthony Richardson, but Joe Flacco he's still got it. The guy's still fucking got it.
You got to say that Flacco gives you your best chance.
Yeah.
But then you have to go back to Anthony Richardson.
Right, because you're not.
What if he gives us our best future chance?
Right. And also you spent a fourth pick overall. You can't be like, "Oh no, we're not going to play you because Joe Flacco gives us our best chance." You're not a Super Bowl aspiration team. You're a team where if Anthony Richardson becomes what you hope he becomes, then you're a Super Bowl aspiration team, so you have to keep him.
And also you have to pay him $100,000 for every win. So there's that.
Joe Flacco, yes, that's true.
So that Jim Irsay looks at that and he's like, I could pay Joe Flacco, or I could like buy one of Willie Nelson's harmonicas.
Yeah,
So I think I'd rather
tough choice.
I'd rather have the harp.
Tough choice. Yeah, good job, Jaguars. You won a football game on Tom Coughlin Day, and now you're going for your extended stay in London. Are they playing back to back? I think they are.
Pretty much a home game for the Jaguars.
Yeah, so the Bears play them next week, but then I think they stay for 2 weeks, which that's gotta suck. There's no way the guy's like that.
I would almost rather stay there for 2 weeks than just go over and then come right back.
Yeah, true. I guess that's true. But it's still like every year you're like, all right, now we got to go to London for 2 straight games. No, maybe they aren't. No, they are. Yep, they're playing the Bears and then the Patriots.
What are their travel plans? Are they going over there early in the week?
The Jaguars have to have the travel plans to England locked down perfectly.
They have to have
At this point, there's no excuse.
Yeah. Get on Shad Khan's yacht and sail across the Atlantic.
There's no excuse for them not to just have it perfected for how much they go play there.
But then again, it's the Jaguars.
It is the Jaguars. But the Jaguars won. And Trevor Lawrence, birthday. That would have been the worst birthday ever if he just continued to suck.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be really bad. How old is he? 25?
Trevor Lawrence,
I'm guessing 25.
Drafted 2021.
There also were multiple times during this game that, he's 25 years old. That Chaps, our good friend who's a Jaguars fan, just kept on saying that's Jaguars football, and it was always for the worst things.
Yep.
So then it was just like he kept on saying it.
The Jaguars also were some sick throwbacks today.
Yeah.
Real throwbacks.
I like those.
Those are real, actual pre-Bortles throwbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, real throwbacks. All right, next up, Bears 36, Panthers 10. that was a really fun game. I don't know what else to say. Caleb looked awesome. The Bears defense continues to be really good. I'll say something nice about Matt Eberflus. The Bears have allowed 21 or fewer points in 10 straight games, which is the longest streak in the NFL. And yeah, this was obviously people were like, well, it's the Panthers. I don't care. Good teams are supposed to destroy bad teams.
Yeah.
That's what the Bears did today. This was a must-win. What were you saying, Hank? Did you say something? Oh. He was awesome. The touchdown throw to DJ Moore was incredible. He had 2 touchdowns passing, a touchdown running, and yeah, it was fucking awesome.
And he looked like he was
so
having
much fun. So much fun.
I
was having fun.
Yeah, he had a lot of fun. Also, credit to Matt Eberflus. The Bears are now on a league high. Is it 8-game home winning streak?
Yeah.
That's
we
pretty
keep
cool.
winning games at home. We keep winning games at home.
It's not.
Also,
bright.
he didn't have a touchdown running. I forgot it got called back.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
then we ran it in.
Because there was that moment after he got in and scored where he
spiked it so hard
that he fell over.
Yes.
But no,
we got to work on our celebrations.
Caleb threw a couple dots today. He looked really good out there, and big double win for the Bears.
Yeah, people want so bad for him to suck, and I'm not going to, I know they're going to say Panthers. I don't care. And the fact the Panthers had Bryce Young in there is just insult to injury at the end of the game. I'm wondering if Andy Dalton has turned back into a little bit of a pumpkin here.
He might have.
The Bears defense is very good, but
I think he's just Andy Dalton.
Yeah. And we had no negative plays, no interceptions. So I think Caleb only had 1 sack when he had some time. Shane Waldron also, he's actually calling some good plays. We're learning how to run the ball in a heavy set on goal line after the debacle in Indianapolis 2 weeks ago. I said this was a must-win going in, and it was a laugher. It was nice to have a laugher.
I feel like the players confronting Shane Waldron actually did some damage.
Yes.
He was like, okay, I get it. I'm sorry.
That's the thing, is I know the limitations of this team, offensive line, the play calling has been suspect at times. As long as they keep getting a little bit better and it looks like they're not just we are what we are, I'm happy. And Caleb Williams has gotten better every single week of the season. Everyone's going to yuck my yum. I don't care. I'm as happy as I could be. He fucking looked awesome. DeAndre Swift looked good. I do have one question for a person in this on this show.
Okay. It could be anyone.
And it's a draft question about the Bears and a player that was taken by another team.
Okay, it could be anybody.
Are we ready to have the conversation that Gervon Dexter's better than Jalen Carter?
Are we ready to have that conversation?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, he has significantly better stats than Jalen Carter. I'm just wondering if you want to have that conversation now or want to wait.
We have no edge rushers.
Okay.
He gets doubled on every play.
All right, so we'll save the conversation.
Jalen Carter gets doubled on every play.
We'll save the conversation.
Max, your answer is no, we're not ready to have that conversation.
You're not ready to have that conversation. That's fine. The Bears defense has been monstrous and Dexter has been a monster. But we are not ready to have that conversation. We should have it at some point, but we don't have to have it right now.
Just say Phillies.
I'm looking at Nick Castellanos on the TV right now.
Yeah, just
so you don't want to have this conversation.
Look at Nick Castellanos. He's getting the water.
Because it'd be a shame if our second round pick from that draft was better than the guy that you try to sometimes say that we.
I haven't. When's the last time I said that? That's you projecting.
No,
when's the last time I said that? When's the last time I said that?
Probably recently.
When's the last time? I haven't said that in a year. Year.
I think you sometimes look at me when you say Jalen Carter's so good, and then you look at me. You give me a look. Let's just learn who Dexter is, and then we can have the conversation.
Okay.
Just say Phillies, Max.
I'm looking. Look at Bryce Harper. Highest.
There we go.
Yes.
There we
He's
go.
behind Babe
I'm just
Ruth and
kidding.
Lou Gehrig.
Jalen Carter does get double teamed a lot. I do not think that Dexter's just been really good. I just wanted to shout him out.
The Bears, as opposed to what we know about the Jaguars, the Bears are all over the travel schedule next week.
Yes.
They're leaving tomorrow.
Yes.
Getting a full week, getting
Smart.
acclimated to that clock. Bears know about sleep schedules.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Also, shout out DJ Moore, and I have a new take on DJ Moore. I think he's just a little bit of a loner.
He might be a loner. He also has bad body language when things are. He's a bad body language all-star.
But, okay, so my good friend Mark Silverman, who I do my radio hits with, Waddle and Sylvie, he does he is part of the broadcast team for the radio, and he took a picture of DJ Moore after he scored a touchdown sitting by himself, and he's like, look, everyone's psychoanalyzing what DJ Moore thinks. He's just kind of a locked-in loner guy on the sideline. Even in a good moment, he's sitting by himself, just doing his own thing.
Well, that might be the case. It also might be that he knows that he's not a guy that needs to be around other people when he's not feeling good.
Yeah, but but that was a moment where he was feeling great. He had an awesome game. He tore up the Panthers.
Yeah, Caleb had some absolute darts that he threw too.
He was moving around. He also would
pass up the seam.
He also was like extending plays like he did at USC. Just it looked awesome. I couldn't be happier. And I know people don't want me to be happy. They don't want anyone to be happy on this show.
That's okay.
If we're being honest. But that's fine. Hank?
Big Cat, you know what? Big Cat, he can't exist.
I can't exist.
I want you to be happy. I want the Bears to be good.
Yeah, I know you do. But you agree people don't want us to be happy.
No, that's fine, though.
Yeah, that's just the internet. I get it, too. Because I don't want well, actually, I do want Max to be happy.
I want Max to be really happy for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then very happy, and then no comment.
Then no comment.
Then no comment.
Then no comment.
Because I want to be happy right now.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. The Panthers are back to just,
Yeah. If you're David Tepper, just stop going to these games. Because basically you're a giant target for every fan base to yell things at you, and you want to pour drinks on them.
Yeah.
You really want to, and you're going to feel bad if you don't pour drinks on them. So you're tempting yourself by exposing yourself to all that negativity.
Yes.
Just stay home.
Yeah. Just stop.
Don't ever leave your house.
Although Bryce Young was 4 for 7 for 58 yards.
Yeah, Bryce, when he was in, didn't look as bad as he did at the start of the season.
It was, it was garbage time. The whole second half was garbage time. Like, that was the only, I guess if I only had one critique about the game, it felt like the Bears took their foot off the gas when everything, they came out 3 and out, and I was like, God damn it. And then Chuba Hubbard had that big run, and but then they scored 4 out of the next 5 drives, touchdowns. And then in the second half, they're just like, this game is over.
You know what we did this week in Big Cat? We took care of business. I'm
serious.
It was bad teams, but you know what? You got to take care of business sometimes.
Killing bad teams still counts. It's the NFL. That's just like, it's hard to win in this league. Yeah, you're never as bad or as good as you think you are.
They pay those guys to play too.
That's what I was saying. All right, next up, Dolphins 15, Patriots 10.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. I guess we'll start with the Dolphins. Good job winning a game, running the football. It looks like that's their new plan. Jalen Wright, who was hyped up, like, oh, the Dolphins got another fast guy. I think because A-Chain got hurt, Jalen Wright was a stud. He had 86 yards on 13 carries, and it looked like the Dolphins were like, hey, let's just try to run the ball instead of playing like we usually play where we don't have a quarterback. So good job. I also think Mike McDaniel needed this win very badly because I don't know if you guys noticed, he has been just like so sad to look at. Oh, yeah. Every time they show him, he has the biggest frown.
Oh yeah, he looks like at the same time depressed and also very confused why it's not working.
Yeah,
like he doesn't get it yet. It's because Tua's not playing.
Right.
That's a pretty simple thing to figure out. I had an obstructed view for this game because of where the TV situation was. So this is bottom right. I only heard about this game through people yelling at Hank to pay attention. So Hank, can you give me your rundown that you got also secondhand?
I was watching.
Yeah. You watched the whole thing?
What'd you think?
Yeah, I was sitting right behind you.
Oh, you watched the whole game?
Yeah, he was there. I didn't know he was there the whole time, though. Yeah, he was there the whole time. Hopefully he didn't say anything bad. Hank, question for
confused.
You.
I'm confused, too.
He was there the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the back. Question for you. I think you got to just put in Drake May.
Why? This makes no sense to me.
Okay, well,
and I see Patriots fans saying that as well. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Did you see the report that there was a potential mutiny in the locker room?
That just seems like Boston media going.
But this is when you have a guy who's better than the other guy, that can happen. Like they're looking and they're like, we don't have a chance. We're not competitive with Jacoby Brissett.
But we almost won this game. We did win this game. Jalen Polk was in the end zone. His feet were in bounds.
So you're counting it as a win?
I'm counting it as like we didn't get blown out. If we were getting absolutely, torched every week, that'd be one thing. But
okay, so here's my follow-up. Why wouldn't you put in Drake May?
Injury risk.
Okay, so when will your offensive line be better enough to not have the injury risk?
Next year.
That's crazy to me. I don't know why you'd sit him for an entire year.
I mean, you can play him at the end of the season. I guess.
But the injury risk would still be there, what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to...
There's less games to get injured.
Got it.
You're minimizing the risk.
I kind of agree with Hank that you don't need to put in Drake May because you...
What if you lose the locker room?
Well, you could lose the locker room because the guys that are like catching the passes, blocking, running the football, they see a guy that's not that good and they're like, well, this is affecting my paycheck now.
Correct.
The fact that we can't do anything.
Well, the guys blocking aren't going to be getting many more paychecks, I don't think.
It's a valid point.
That's a good
valid
point. I just don't know.
But as a fan, Hank, I kind of agree with the fact that you don't necessarily need to win games with Drake May this season.
No, you don't. I'm not talking about winning games. I'm talking about getting Drake May. Like, wouldn't you rather Drake May play this year, take some of his lumps, learn the NFL game, so next year you can hit the ground running?
Yeah, then give him 3 games at the end of the year.
Okay.
I think,
Put him in blowouts maybe?
week 5, week 6. Because now, and this is loser talk,
Oh,
but
go on.
we're not going to win. We're not thinking the offs. We're not going to make the playoffs. Can't be the best at the actual game of football, but it's nice to go on a website and see your name at the top of a list.
Do you think
So if you go to the NFL draft order right now,
number one?
Top
New England
Wow,
Patriots.
look at how this has changed.
All right, so Hank, tell me
This
about
is
it's kinda-
crazy.
Hank, tell me about your big board right now.
Yeah.
Since you are on the clock, if the season ended today, anything can happen.
Not looking at Tankathon for like this season has been so nice.
So who
And
do you,
we've just done a Freaky Friday switch.
so who do you want, Hank? You're on the clock.
I think you probably got to go with the best player in college football.
Travis Hunter. Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
that makes sense.
Yep.
He had a bye week this week, but we don't forget that he is the best player in college football. That's a good point, Hank.
Or Hank, are you thinking trade? Belichick would trade.
What about Shador? Would you take Shador?
No,
Why not?
we got a QB.
What about a lineman? Why wouldn't you like trade?
Trading and getting a lineman is definitely an
That's a
option, too.
Belichick move, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want Shador because Shador's kind of a Travis Hunter merchant. You know?
Yeah.
Travis Hunter's so good that
Yeah.
Shador can't help but be awesome.
But I feel like you get Shador and then you could trade Drake May before he starts. He's
If
not
you
gonna
play him a little bit, yeah.
No, I trust in Drake May. It's a process.
It's a process.
We can't, Rome wasn't built in a day, starting in week 6 and him getting smoked.
So when did you find this Tankathon? When did you find out about Tankathon?
I just Googled NFL draft order. I don't even know what Tankathon
Oh,
is.
okay. You got to go on Tankathon.
Yeah.
Gives you
Because
all
it will
the
update
details,
it. Yeah. Wow. Look at our boy.
He's
He's
grown.
all grown up.
Yeah, look at this is Tankathon right here.
Yeah,
Take a look.
Tankathon number
Take a look.
1. Well, the Bengals number
Bengals
2.
number
He's not
too.
looking. He's not.
He's
Oh, no,
not-
I am looking. This
Big cat,
is
do
the
we-
website. This is the website I was on.
Do we really overrate that week 1 win for the Patriots?
That's crazy.
That is kind of nuts that you beat the Bengals and you're 1 spot ahead of them at 1 and 2 for the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, this mock draft, New England Patriots, Travis Hunter.
Wow. Because he's the best player in college football?
Yeah.
That would make sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
The scouts know.
I don't know what
Shador Sanders to Cleveland.
I don't know what the Dolphins play. I mean, someone had to win this game, right?
Kind of, yeah. Technically, it was. You could have tied.
Yeah. Did you take the over in this game?
No.
Yeah. That was crazy to think about.
Hank, has the thought
That-
crossed your brain that the Patriots have not won a home game since you were the keeper of the light?
Oh, no. Is that true?
Regular season, yeah.
No, it hasn't.
Has it now?
It has now.
Shit.
Yeah.
Also very funny in this game when the Patriots kicker missed a 33-yard field goal. It was never even a chance, and Hank just goes, that's when you should have known he was there. He's like, it's windy there. And then they
Yeah.
showed the replay, and the flag couldn't have been deader. Just limp flag. It was a tough game to watch.
Yeah, it was ugly. I mean, I was watching it. I don't know that I was paying attention the whole time.
Yeah.
Were the stands were full?
According to the app I was looking at before, it said it was a sellout, 66,000 people.
Oh, good sports town.
There you go.
Hank, have you watched any of the Aaron Hernandez show?
No, just the clips that you've sent.
It is.
I have to watch it. Is it all out?
It's not all out yet. No.
Okay.
So
how many
I
episodes?
think we've got it's on FX, Hulu. Yeah, I think it's on Hulu, but it comes out like once a week. But I think we're up to like 5 episodes now.
How many episodes total?
Don't know.
When's Kirk's episode?
The last one.
Okay.
Judging by Hernandez's timeline, I would guess the last episode.
Yeah. They're going to do him dirty.
Who Hernandez?
No. I think they're going to do Kirk dirty.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it's one of my favorite shows. It's awful. It's really, really bad. But I can't stop watching it because it's so fucking funny how they portray like people that we know. The actor they have playing Belichick is laugh out loud funny. The actor they have playing Robert Kraft, I think they just got a guy and they said, we're going to just spray paint your hair white and then we're going to spray paint your body
You sent us that
orange."
clip. That was incredible.
And the on-field stuff is so funny when they have these actors that don't play football
Yes.
trying to play football.
Yes.
And I'm going to guess that the guy they have playing Hernandez, who's not a bad actor, but he runs, conservatively speaking, probably like a 5.8 40, and they have him repeatedly running the 40-yard dash. It's one of my favorite shows in the world. I love it.
Okay, so episode 6, that's the one Kirk's in. I think I might just watch that one.
Just the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you should watch the whole thing because
Who's Kirk for the listeners?
Kirk Minahan. Yeah, so he's on the IMDb. He's our colleague and friend, and he's going to be in the last episode because I think he said that
He works for Barstool now. He was a radio host in Boston at the time of the Hernandez stuff.
and he had the report that Hernandez might be gay, and then Hernandez committed suicide like 2 days after. And so I think what the FX thing is going to do is try to like put it on Kirk, which will be bullshit, but I think they might.
I don't know, but most of the show is just about how gay he was.
Okay.
I'd say
Oh,
like,
so then they won't.
probably not. I'd say 60% of the show is like Hernandez liked to smoke a lot of weed and because he was gay.
All right, I got to watch it. I do love cheesy, terrible television.
Yeah, and they got this dude playing Urban Meyer that is a cartoon character of Urban Meyer. They got Arnold Schwarzenegger's son plays Tim Tebow.
Okay.
Who does a great job just pretty much the entire time being like, Coach is right.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to watch it.
It's not good.
Yeah, no, I
fact,
like bad television.
It's
though.
bad, but it's really, really good bad television.
Yeah, I love bad television. I mean, I'm the our good friend Rob Lowe and doing the Drew Peterson.
Yeah.
You know why they call me Big Daddy?
I thought you were saying you're Rob Lowe in the stands wearing a hat that just says TV.
Bad TV.
Yeah.
I do love bad TV. Okay, so don't start Drake May.
Not yet.
Okay.
When will you tell us when?
Double digits games into the seasons.
Okay. Jacoby Brissett does. I'll say one thing about Jacoby Brissett. He gets fucking killed.
See, that's why I think that they're having him play is because he looks, I want to say like somewhat competent.
Yeah.
And he understands I almost said he knows the offense. He understands.
Somewhat competent would be what I would say.
He understands the offense, and he's a big guy. So when he gets hit, he's not getting broken in half. So if they were to put Drake out there, they might be like, Drake is a little bit smaller, not built to absorb those hits.
I feel like he understands the offense in the sense like he could, if you tell him a line, he could repeat it back. But then if you asked him to like write down the full offense,
Yeah.
or execute it,
Yeah.
it's just not. It hasn't been good. Like it's
not good football.
fun football watching at all. It's a pretty big bummer. But you've got the right mindset, Tankathon.
Yeah, and at least it's much worse for Dolphins fans because they look terrible and all they did was lose a QB.
Yeah.
Like if you would think with Mike McDaniel, Boy Genius, all these weapons, they could string
like
together
this.
some wins.
Boy genius.
But they look bad.
Yeah. No, it is true.
I'd rather be the Patriots than the Dolphins.
Oh, that's bold.
Wow.
Right?
I mean,
Even with the mutiny?
it depends on if the Dolphins end up getting a new quarterback. It seems like they still have enough talent to be good, but their talent be like a year older. You might be right.
Because I feel like
If you're doing a full rebuild, because the Dolphins feel like, I don't know if Tua will, is Tua going to play again? And then if he plays again, is he going to get hurt again? And then are we going to do the whole thing again?
I think Tua wants to play again. I think his intentions are that he's going to come back and play, but the entire time he's on the field, I'm going to be like, please don't get hurt again.
But it does
It'll be
feel like the
tough to
Dolphins
watch.
are kind of stuck.
They are a little stuck, and the Patriots, if there is in fact a mutiny, then that might actually impact like the full rebuild, because you're not going to fire Jerry
I don't
Mayo,
believe
right?
the mutiny.
Although you would
Well, one person's mutiny that's another person's Patriot.
You would want the mutiny, though, to be on the side of your rookie quarterback. That's the one good thing.
That's true.
That they are galvanizing around him,
And
team leader.
Maybe they'll just fire everybody that was on the mutiny.
That would be hilarious if there was actually a mutiny.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not the coach anymore, Mayo. Drake May's the coach.
You think they go straight to May?
Yeah, just change one letter in his office
That's
placard.
true. Yeah, just scrape it off the door.
Yeah. Okay. Afternoon games. Cardinals 24, 49ers 23. This was the quintessential. You're never as bad as you look, and you're never as good as you look, because the 49ers kicked the shit out of the Patriots last week. The Cardinals got their ass kicked by the Commanders, and the Cardinals walked in and won this game. And their defense was incredible in the second half. Shout out Jesse Lukita, who had not played a single game and was the guy who punched out the ball for Jordan Mason, which basically changed the game because the 49ers were going to score. They didn't score. They stopped in the entire second half. And Kyler's running. Kyler's throw, that fourth down throw Kyler made to Marvin Harrison was awesome.
Yeah, Kyler's looking good.
Yeah.
He's looking good. Was it the first series of the game that he took off for that touchdown?
Yeah.
And he knew he was gone. He's like, nobody's catching me from behind. See ya. I'm out. On the other side, Brock Purdy feels like he's got a lot on his plate right now.
Yeah. So
I feel like the Niners have taken an offense that was built around having a sick-ass, beautiful running game, and then Brock Purdy not screwing things up and being like, Brock Purdy, go out there and have a sick-ass, beautiful passing game, and our running game won't screw things up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a formula for the Niners.
Yeah. They did get Brandon Ayuk going in the first half, so that was good because that was the first time he felt like it was like, oh, shit, yeah, this is Brandon Ayuk again. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think we're also at the point where it's like the Jordan Mason's been good, but Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey. And then you have these moments where like the fumble and just the game of inches where Christian McCaffrey is special, and losing a special player like that, you lose games like this.
And at the goal line, when they're having him do some of the stuff that Christian McCaffrey used to do, don't do that. Just give him the ball and let him run.
Yeah.
Instead of like splitting him out wide into the slot and then having him do those little option routes that McCaffrey does so awesomely.
Yeah.
Don't ask Mason to do that. Just hand the ball to Mason.
Yeah. The good news is for the 49ers, first of all, the Cardinals, I feel like this was a huge win. It was the first time they beat the 49ers in a few years. It was also a huge win just because the Cardinals felt like they were teetering on the, oh, shit, this season is going to really suck. Winning this game puts it back to, oh, maybe we could do something here. They're kind of fun.
Yeah.
The 49ers, as a 2-3 team, still good, and the NFC West is completely in flux. So you haven't basically you're not going to get the 1 seed, but you can still very much win the NFC West. The fact that the Seahawks are only a game ahead of you and you play them on Thursday.
I have the Niners as my top 2-3 team in the NFL.
Top 2-3 team,
And then the Jets.
well, the Cardinals just beat them.
Yeah, but so the Cardinals feel like I still have the Niners ahead of them.
Literally just beat them.
But I'm talking about in terms of just total team.
They played them, and they beat
It
them.
was hot. It was really hot.
But they beat them.
It was really hot. The NFL wouldn't let them wear their white jerseys. That was the difference.
They decided who was better on the field.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let them wear their white jerseys.
I have the Cardinals is better than the Niners.
This
as
might be
of right
controversial.
now.
So it's interesting you said that because like 7 hours ago, I had the Cardinals as a better 2-3 team than the Niners, but they flip-flopped after the game was over.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Niners wanted to wear the white jerseys in the 100-degree weather. The NFL said, no, you got to let us know before the season starts if you want to do that. So the Cardinals got to wear it. And then they had, you see Kyler on the sidelines had his 2 guys whose job it was to just hold a portable tent over his head at all times on the sidelines. That's good work.
That is good work. Also, if you're a 49ers fan, Kyle Shanahan teams have, I know recently it feels like they've started fast, but here are his records in each quarter of the season. Kyle Shanahan, games 1 through 4 is 17-15. Games 5 through 8, 10-18. I guess that's 10-19 now. Games 9 through 12, 17-11. Games 13 through 16, 20-8. So the teams get better.
Yeah.
The teams get better as the year goes along. But still a bad loss. They were up 13 and they didn't score in the entire second half.
Bad loss. Kyle in the red zone, he was just calling some weird shit tonight.
Yeah.
It was really strange. I feel like, I don't know. Kyle needs a guy, he needs to have a full-time coach that just stands next to him and says, run the ball.
Yeah, run the ball. You're on the 1 yard line, run the fucking ball. Okay. Broncos 34, Raiders 18. The Broncos jerseys, they should wear only those jerseys.
They were so nice.
And Bo Nix has arrived.
Yeah, Bo Nix is fun. I don't know. I still don't know if he's good or not, but he's fun. Bo Nix is fun, certified.
Yeah.
Stamp it. And when he wears the throwback uniforms are awesome. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the throwback injury cart?
No.
They had a throwback injury
really?
cart that had the giant Broncos blue helmet on it.
That's awesome.
And it was also like an old school, looked like a
Bullpen cart?
kind of like a Buick type body frame.
I love that.
Looked like maybe an old Bel Air, but it was sick. It was just a good look. And they also had another throwback today, which was they had, I believe, the first white cornerback to get an interception in 22 years.
Whoa.
Since Jason Sehorn.
Whoa.
And it was funny because Minshew threw a pick to Riley Moss, and then Minshew immediately got benched after that.
Yeah,
It's like that's the line.
I was going to say, is that the most depressing quarterback controversy? I don't even know if it's a controversy, but Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell?
Yeah.
That's just a bummer. And I love Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew should just don't make him start too many games. It's not fair. Like, you have to know the limitations of what someone can do, and him starting a bunch of games, don't do it.
Because here's the thing. You can't get a spark from Gardner Minshew if he's the starter. And you can't get a spark from O'Connell if he just comes into the game. He's not a spark guy.
Right.
The only way you can generate a spark is if Gardner doesn't start. Then you put him in. Guess what? You just got a spark.
You just got the spark.
So you can maybe tell AOC all week he's starting, and then, I don't know, day of the game, be like, we're going to give the ball to Gardner.
Right.
And then you got a spark.
Right. Then the spark happens. But yeah, it's just it feels like they're asking too much of him.
They might
and
be.
it bummed me out. And he also got caught maybe eating his boogers on the sideline.
Did he really? I didn't see that.
Yeah. He went straight from nose to mouth.
That's a bummer.
Nose to mouth. It was as clear as day. What was it, the raccoon that they found?
Yeah, there was a rally raccoon before the game.
Nice.
It was climbing up the stands, looking spry, looking chipper. But Bo Nix, I don't know. Do you think he's good, or do you think he's just fun?
I think he's can I say neither?
You don't think he's fun?
No.
I think Bo Nix is a little bit fun.
I watched too much Bo Nix in college. Think he was fun early at Auburn, then he was kind of just he's like good-ish.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about him, the way he runs around out there, like he actually looks like he's on cocaine.
He was Auburn Bo Nix was very fun. Oregon Bo Nix was more.
But these guys
He's more
can change.
buttoned up. I
Remember,
think he got married and he threw the passes that were there.
remember
kind of
Brock
thing.
Purdy? Guys can change
Yeah.
once they get in the league.
Yeah, listen, he had a good game. You have to give credit. Like, and the Broncos defense is, we've been hyping it up, but the Broncos defense is a very, very legit unit. Patrick Surtain is incredible. That 100-yard return was awesome. Like, their defense will keep them in a lot of games, and they could be a sneaky playoff team.
In the conversation.
They're in the conversation
That we're having right now.
If they keep those throwbacks, they're more in the conversation. But yeah, the Broncos defense is legit, and it feels like as long as Bo Nix keeps progressing, the Broncos, for the first time in a long time, probably since Peyton Manning, have a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, and
That's a
Javonte
really
Williams
good
is
thing.
sick.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players to watch.
Yeah, they got a big one against the Chargers next week. So that will be who can be the Chiefs' bitch.
It's a big battle to win.
But that's a like a great prize to get.
Yeah. If you're the team in that division that everyone else is always disappointed for not beating the Chiefs,
Right.
that's a good place to be.
It's passing. It could be the passing of the torch.
Yep.
Oh shit! Now it's the Broncos. Watch out for them. But yeah, I'm pumped for the Broncos fans. Like, the throwbacks were great, and the end zones were cool, and their defense awesome. And Bo Nix had a great second half. I think he had 3 touchdown drives. Mm-hmm. So good for them. Brock Bowers also is sick, and it's too bad because he doesn't really have a quarterback.
Yeah, but when he caught that pass in the first quarter, that was nice.
Also, Max Crosby should just win Defensive Player of the Year because he's doing it like on a bad team and just keeps wrecking everyone. I think he has.
Getting after it.
I think he has a sack in 10 straight games or something. I read it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I also feel like Max is one of those guys where if he's a game time decision and he plays, he has one of his best games ever.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks today. He's a fucking beast. He's an absolute beast. Okay, should we take? Oh yeah, that was great. There was a moment where Bo Nix was talking to his offensive line, audibling, and Max Crosby just stood up and said, "Bo, speak up. They don't fucking know." Can you play the audio? I love Max Crosby. Damn.
That's got to be so emasculating.
Yeah. Just
Your
talking
opponent is coaching you up
Yeah.
because you're being too timid at the line.
Yeah. Fucking speak with your chest, Bo. You're a rookie. Come on.
They should wear those uniforms every week. They're
Every
just so cool
single
to look at.
week. That should be fans should get to vote on this. Where it's like, hey, this is the uniform that we're just going with.
Yeah, what was the other thing you said about a fan today? Was it on that kickoff where they had to get a guy out on the field to hold the ball?
Yeah, so we had that. There was a moment. What game was super windy?
Patriots.
No, it was Bills played in a dome. I can't remember which game it was, but there's a new rule with the new kickoff rule. If it's super windy and they try to tee it up and then it falls up, it might have actually been the Bears game. A 12th guy's allowed on the field to hold it, and then he has to immediately run off the field.
Yeah, you got to hightail it off, because if you don't, they can penalize you. And this would be a wild scenario. Like if the guy that's holding the ball, he's not an actual player on that play. He's just kind of like a piece of equipment. So he's helping hold the ball. If that guy were to actually make a tackle on the kick return, the refs could throw a flag and award a touchdown.
Right.
And say this is like unnatural to the game of football. We're going to step in. We're going to count as a touchdown.
So this is actually an idea from our good friend Sam Schwartzstein, because he created this new kickoff, and when I think it was like over the summer, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I think they're going to do this where you can have a 12th guy, and like they should make it so that a fan can win a contest."
I like that.
And it would be incredible. Imagine if one of us were just fully padded, running out onto an NFL field just to hold the ball. Problem is, we'd have to hold the ball.
Yeah, well, I'd be really,
like we'd fuck that if we fuck that up.
We already talked about that. We'd be really good at holders. Mm-hmm. It'd be sick.
Really good. I'd wear gloves.
Would never drop that.
I'd wear gloves.
If they had the mascot do it in the full mascot uniform, that would rock too.
That would be sick. Or they should make the owner do it.
Yeah.
Virginia McCaskey would never get off the field.
Yeah, some of them can't get off the field.
It would be so great. David Tepper just running out there, having to see his team face to face.
They say that you can't, if you make a tackle as that player, then it could be a penalty. What about hitting that guy on their way off the field?
You should be able to.
Just absolutely light up David Tepper.
God, that would rock.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
If we had fans out there. All right, before we do the last two games and talk Steelers, Cowboys, PFT, you want to do a couple ads?
Yeah, before we get to these last games, they're brought to you by some of our best friends in the entire world. That would be Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is the best. I was drinking Mountain Dew earlier today. Delicious. Mountain Dew knows that we all need to get off our ass more. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass, and it's going to have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. I love the Code Red. The Baja Blast is also amazing. Love original Mountain Dew. When you're drinking Mountain Dew, you're on a mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. Nothing like having a Mountain Dew and watching college football. Nothing like having a Mountain Dew after work. Nothing like having a Mountain Dew, even if you're just really thirsty. Mountain Dew does it all. It's the absolute best. It's the mountain's calling, and you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and you can do the do. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Halloween lets us have fun with what scares us, but what about those fears that don't involve zombies and ghosts? Therapy is a great tool for facing your fears and finding ways to overcome them, because sometimes the scariest thing is not facing our fears in the first place and holding ourselves back. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT.
Okay, last couple games. Giants, Seahawks. Look at the New York Giants.
How about that?
They had the ball for the entire first half.
Listen, a lot of times Seahawks play weird, fucked up games, and there was a crazy play that happened in this one.
There's two crazy plays.
But in this game, the Giants kicked their ass.
Yeah.
From start to finish, the Giants were the much better team. The Seahawks looked bad on offense. The Seahawks looked bad on defense. Daniel Jones played one of the better games I've seen him play recently.
Yes.
The Giants were just very good today.
Yeah, no, it was a bookend of crazy plays, because we had the Giants have a 94-yard drive to the 1-yard line, fumble at the goal line, Seahawks pick it up, run it all the way back to start the scoring, and then to end the scoring, the Giants, who is the guy? Ford Wheaton, I believe, jumped over the center, perfectly timed it, and basically ate the football, blocked the tying field goal, and then Isaiah Simmons picked it up and scored a touchdown. And it was like Giants did it in all three phases.
Yeah, it was sick. So on that last field goal, I went back, I watched the replay of it. You know what happened on it? They did a very smart play. It's technically not legal, but it's smart what they did. After the snapper snaps the ball, you're not allowed to block him. You're not allowed to push him. There were two guys on the Giants that were pushing. One guy was pushing down on the back of the center that snapped it, the long snapper, and the other guy was pushing down on the back of one of the guards, keeping them low. And then they jumped over their head, blocked the kick, and it got returned.
Because if you touch the center, it's a penalty.
It should be a penalty,
Yeah.
to touch the long snapper within I think a second or so of him snapping the ball, maybe even longer than that. But yeah, they did a very smart thing that wasn't called.
It looked like when you fuck around in Madden and you just go off sides to just be like, fuck it, I just want to block this no matter what.
It looked so easy that I thought to myself, why doesn't every team just do that?
Right, and it was a quintessential play that if you're a Seahawks fan, you watched it and for at least 3 minutes you're like, so they're gonna throw the flag, right?
Yeah.
Like the flag has to come out. This can't be how this happened.
Yeah, it was a wild play. And this also, now we've got a trend in the NFL, Big Cat. Have you heard about the trend?
No.
The Lions hangover?
Oh.
So yeah.
I love these.
Okay, so the Rams, they played the Lions, then they lost to the Cardinals 41-10. Right? The Buccaneers, they beat the Lions, and then the next game they lost to the Broncos 26-7.
Yep.
The Cardinals lost to the Lions, and then they lost to the Commanders 42-14. Now the Seahawks lost to the Lions on Monday Night Football, and now they lose to the Giants.
Wow.
So Lions hangover. I think it's a real thing.
So it sucks that they're on a bye week.
Because we can't follow this trend now.
We can't follow the trend, but we should.
But remember it.
This is an old trend that would happen with Alabama. Actually, Brett Bielema's team in Arkansas, I would play this trend because they would just play like cement mixer games where they would just beat the fuck out of teams, and then they would just be so beat up the next week.
Yeah.
You'd go against them.
You got no kneecaps left after you play the Lions.
Yeah.
And this is where Hank, can you put in a reminder? Can you try to do that?
Sure.
Yes.
Who do the Lions play next week? Let's look that up on the old schedule.
Yeah. And then find out, and then we have to
remind us to bet
them
against them the week after. It's a 2-step process.
You got that, Hank? You feel good about this?
So the Lions play the Cowboys next week.
Okay, and then the Cowboys play.
And the Cowboys play.
They're on a bye.
Damn it. All right, so I'm not going to count that as being part of the trend.
God damn it. No, you can't. So then they play the Vikings the week after.
And then we'll have to bet against the Vikings the week after that.
If the Vikings are on a bye, I'm going to fuck.
They're not. They're on a bye this week.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay.
No, then the Cowboys play the 49ers.
Yeah, I know, but they're
on a bye.
The Cowboys have a bye in between the Lions and the 49ers to get healthy from playing against the Lions.
Got it.
It's like the Vikings are off this whole week because they went over to England. They're giving the Cowboys that whole week off because they just had to play the Lions.
The Vikings play at the Rams, short rest, Thursday night football.
Love that.
Wow.
Hank, please remind us to
hammer the Rams. Hammer the Rams on October 24th. Hammer.
I might put that in now.
Hammer.
We got a look-ahead line?
DraftKings does have some look-ahead lines. I don't think they have that far look-ahead, but hammer them. That might be when, like, Cooper Kupp's back, Puka.
Yeah.
Hammer them. Yeah, good for the Giants. This was the first time the Giants had a 100-plus passer rating for a quarterback, 100 yards plus rushing, 100-yard plus receiving receiver in the same game since 2014.
Damn.
It's
been a minute.
That's a long time.
And it should have been worse because I think the Giants scored a touchdown on that fumble return.
Yeah.
I think the ball was on the line when it was knocked out. But for some reason, some stadiums just don't have sideline cams that show you down the goal line. I don't know.
Tyron Tracy was awesome, running back, Big Ten. He played for Iowa and Purdue. But he was filling in for Singletary, and he had 129 yards. And, like, Giants just had a good game plan. Dable could still coach. Did you see the funny video after Dable shutting down the Instagram Live in the locker room?
I did see that, yeah.
It's like, that better not be posted.
Yeah, that better not be live.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Going live in the locker room is just such a weird move, too.
It is. Especially because there's this new... What's this whole fight that's happening?
So that was going to be my Who's Back of the Week.
Okay, let's save it.
We'll save
it. Yeah, and as for the Seahawks, I don't know if they're bad or just super, super injured, but their defense was gashed, and their offense couldn't really get going till the very end. I don't really know what to make of the Seahawks.
I don't think that they're bad. I think they just played the Lions.
Yeah, but their defense is getting gashed. I mean, the Giants are not like an explosive team, and the Giants were able to move the ball up and down the field.
I still don't think
they have a lot of injuries. They have a lot of injuries. I know that. I know that for a fact.
Seahawks are going to be in the mix.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just, I don't know. It's just maybe when when you have a guy like Geno or a Sam Darnold, there's always just like a nagging piece of you that's just like, what if they're back to that version?
Yeah, you're going to.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just can never get it out of your head. And I don't think Geno was under pressure instantly almost. I think he got sacked 7 times. And he was incredible the week before against the Lions. But there's just something in the back of your head that's just like, I don't know, man.
We saw a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it
fucks
also,
you up mentally.
Yeah.
Because again, he wasn't. I think he wasn't great today, but it was also he was pressured like crazy, and they just felt like they never had the ball in the first half, never got into a flow.
Mm-hmm.
DK was kind of shut down by what's his name?
DK looked kind of weird today.
Deontay Banks
DK
played really well.
One of those weird games.
But yeah, there's just something in the back of my head.
It's just
I can't shake it.
If either one of those guys walked out wearing their old Jets uniform, you'd be like, get them off my team.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. Last game, Packers 24, Rams 19. Now I know the Packers won, and I know Jordan Love looked great in the second half. That pick 6 was so fucking funny, and I loved it so much.
It was a great one, wasn't it?
It was.
It's a gunslinger.
It looked like he was playing for Tennessee Titans.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was going to say, look, it was Favre-esque.
Yeah, but he avoided getting safetied because that was also just a perfect encapsulation of how much new rules suck because the defender didn't want to hit him too hard because you never want to get a penalty. Got bounced backwards and then just threw it up into the other defender's hands for a pick 6.
It's like he got knocked off balance.
Yeah.
You know, it was very, very funny. He was like horizontal when he threw that too. But then he did bounce back, and the Packers looked very, very good until the very end when somehow the Rams snuck back in this game.
Yeah.
They just find that you can't get rid of the Rams.
The Rams are number 1, needed the bye.
Yeah.
So they got the bye week. They're 1-4. They have a ton of injuries. They need to get healthy. They needed the bye very bad. I hate to compliment the Packers in any way, but Xavier McKinney probably should be Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps this up because he has an interception in every single game so far.
Yeah, crazy what having a good defense coordinator does for you.
Nuts. But the Packers deserve credit because they don't usually go out and get free agents, and they got him, and he has been very, very good. And I think, the Rams are just. It just shows like they can lose all this talent, but if you have a good quarterback and coach, you can always be in these games. And like Stafford wasn't even that great today, but I don't know if they get healthy, they could maybe start rattling off some games. I'm happy they're my pinky team. Imagine if it was the Ravens.
The word I would use for the Rams would be pesky.
Yeah,
they're pesky.
You got to be ready to go.
Yeah, if you let them hang around,
they're a professional football team.
They are.
They're very much a professional football team. But yeah, the Packers, I think Jordan Love is going to, as fun as that pick 6 was, I think he's starting to get like warmed up, and the knee injury is like, because he kind of did the same thing last week where the first half he wasn't looking great. And then he got warm and everything started to get a little easier and made some big throws.
Tucker Kraft happened.
That pass to Jaden Reed was sick in the first half.
That was a great throw.
I can admit it. I'll say it. I'll say it out loud.
And they got a tight end. Tucker Kraft was very good today.
Yes. Yeah. So good games all around. Just a fun football Sunday. Max, you want to talk baseball real quick while we wait for the Cowboys and Steelers game to finish?
It was a pretty uneventful day.
All right, here, rowback question, rhoback.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com. Max, you're back alive.
Alive. We have a pulse.
So Saturday sucked for you because you were on the stream in New York. Company man, flying all the way there for just stream.
By the way, after performing with Mount Joy on Friday.
Oh, yeah. You guys rocked.
That was sick.
That was fun, Max.
You guys were awesome.
PFT was like PFT is like just as good a guitar at like anybody.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
you were
so.
just ripping it.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, PFT.
Yeah, that's what they say. Max took his hair down, and when he let his hair down and started headbanging, that freed me up, Max.
Yeah.
We fed off each other.
It was just.
Yep.
I'm free to rock and roll now because Max is leading the way.
The Mount Joy guys came by during the day. Awesome dudes.
Awesome
Yeah.
dudes.
Awesome dudes.
An amazing concert. Like
Yeah.
if you any AWLs out there, you go to a Mount Joy concert.
Great
see
fall
Mount Joy.
music. So I wasn't able to be there because I was going up to Madison to have dinner with some friends, but I was listening to Mount Joy on the way up because they are great road trip fall music. But I saw the clips. I watched all the clips. Biggest smile on my face because it's just great seeing the boys fucking rock.
I think they're probably
you
my
guys did.
favorite Philadelphia sports fans.
Yeah, and they're such cool dudes.
They're the nicest guys in the world. Yeah. Also, I heard a little story. Now in Chicago, you hear about the Dave Matthews Band dumping the shit on the bus or on the boat of people.
Yep.
That were going underneath the Kedzie Street Bridge.
Yeah,
right?
on the Chicago River.
I feel like I have to educate people about something that I learned. The fact that it wasn't actually Dave Matthews' tour bus that did it. It was their violinist tour bus that did it. And Dave Matthews, being a stand-up guy, has taken the blame for it for all these years.
But it was Dave Matthews' band.
It was his violinist had his own tour bus.
But he's in the band.
He's in the band. And Dave probably at the time couldn't say, you know what, it actually wasn't me, it was my violin player. That would have seemed kind of weird.
Been in a lot of trouble.
But the fact that he hasn't said it over the years and has taken the blame for it, stand-up guy.
That
Dave.
is a stand-up guy move.
Yeah.
Also, the full story, they emptied their septic tank on the bridge and it went on to the architecture boat tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but
Yeah.
memes for people
memes
listening,
want to reset.
For people listening, like the full
I feel like
story
it's.
of what
I
that
feel like
is.
the Dave Matthews Band tour bus story is like Pete Weber.
I didn't
It's
know
just
about
every
it until
day.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Until
every-
I moved to Chicago, I didn't
Got
know
it.
about
It was 800 pounds of shit and piss
Yeah. The gray water.
that fell onto tourists. Yeah.
Terrible.
I can never.
Terrible.
Yeah. But your Phillies, congratulations.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sorry. So playoff baseball. You know what? Let's talk Phillies last. Guardians killed the Tigers, but I think Scooble's going Monday, so that they should have a chance there. Yankees struggle with the Royals, but one game won. And then we have the Padres-Dodgers series, which has all the bad blood that I love. Dodgers won game one. Padres hit 1,000 home runs game two.
Fans were throwing shit onto the field.
Yeah, this series is going to be awesome.
Bad sports town? Max, I'll step in for you. Imagine if Philadelphia did that.
I was trying to look up who the probable pitcher was for the Tigers. What were you saying?
I
Dodgers
think
fans,
Scooble is pitching
Dodgers
Monday.
fans were throwing shit onto the field.
That's fucked up. If that was in Philly, it would have been.
But then Padres fans were throwing it back, Padres were throwing it back, which was awesome.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They should be allowed to do that.
Absolutely should be allowed to do it. Absolutely.
I saw another thing that
Yeah,
they
it
were
is.
like-
It's Scooble on Monday.
Okay. I saw a tweet. Someone said it was like people in the Dodgers were throwing shit onto the field, so then the Padre just started hitting home runs at the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that is good. That also might be what I meant by throwing it back, because that's what I read the same thing, and I thought they were literally throwing it
Oh,
back.
okay. That's probably what
That
it
makes
is.
more
I
sense.
think that's what it was. I
That
don't think
makes
they were
more
actually
sense.
throwing shit back.
But it was a weird, long delay.
yeah.
Who's the Padres left fielder, Profar? He was talking shit after he robbed that home run, which is awesome. And also, kind of Smoltz, I think, said it on the broadcast. If any fan there was wearing a glove, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, good point.
So you should be wearing a glove.
If Harbaugh was there,
Yeah.
he was on a bye week, right?
He was. Should've
Harbaugh's
been
got a
there.
glove. You should have brought him to the game.
He should have been there. But yeah, and then we have the Mets and Phillies. The game one, Max, I was watching you on that stream the whole time. It was painful to watch you because I think I saw it in your head when Schwarber hit the home run to start the game. You were like, this is going to fucking rock.
That's what I said! Schwarber, right out of the gate! Not first pitch, second pitch, bang!
Well, yeah, because in the NLDS last year, like we just hit so many home runs.
Right. And you were like, this is going to rock. This is how it's going to be. We're better than them. We're going to fucking hit. We're going to mash home runs. These aren't the Brewers. I think that was your exact words. But then the light started to go out of your eyes as the game got longer and longer, and Wheeler was dealing, and you just weren't hitting any more home runs. And I think you knew deep down, you're like, this is setting up to the worst. And that's what happened. And then tonight, I actually think, Max, tonight might have been the shift in the series because the Mets did what they've been doing. Did I see the stat? They have 44 comeback wins this year. It's insane. The Mets did what they do. They were down 6-4, and they tied the game in the 8th. And you guys still, or was it the 9th?
They tied in the 9th.
The 9th.
We were 2 out. We had 2 outs to go.
It was going to be like, oh, here's the Mets. This is a team of destiny. This is what they do. But you guys might have killed that because you staved it off and won.
I don't know if we killed it, but I think that we showed that we can also
be a team of destiny.
Mm-hmm. Not destiny, but like
no. If you beat them, you're the team of destiny.
You might have stolen destiny from them.
You get team of destiny.
You can't be a bye team and be team of destiny.
Yeah, you can if you beat the team of destiny.
Is that how that
if you beat them in a team of destiny type fashion, which you did tonight?
That way, we can always have the team of destiny win, and we can say, "Hey, look, we were right." Team of destiny.
See, this way, if the Mets come back and they beat the Phillies, then they just took the team of destiny back from you guys.
Right, and if you beat the Phillies or if you beat the Mets in this series, you're now the new team of destiny. Then let's say the Padres beat you. Now they're the team of destiny.
I could see them being team of destiny too.
They get to the World Series, and the
Yankees
Guardians beat them. Guardians were always the team of destiny. See how right we were?
I think really the only team that can't be the team of destiny is the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
I'm done listening about this.
Or Dodgers.
Dodgers can't be team of destiny either, yeah.
But this game was awesome. The Phillies were so dead. Like 0 life on anyone on that team. And then Bryce Harper hit the home run, and it was incredible. The whole team started to hit as soon as Bryce did. Castellanos was amazing.
Yeah, Castellanos, absolute... 2 drives to left, right?
Well, he hit a home
run.
The walk-off single.
That's what I'm saying. How did Jimmy Carter survive 2 deep drives to left by Castellanos?
That's insane.
Crazy.
Nothing can kill this man.
Also, earlier in the game, so Philly fans were very pissed, as you could imagine, after scoring like basically 1 run in a game and a half.
Yeah.
And Castellanos was getting a lot of shit for swinging at balls in the dirt.
Yeah.
And he laid off of one, and the crowd erupted because it, like, mocking him. And the camera cut to him, and he was just shaking his head and saying, "These fucking guys," like, talking about the fans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, he had, like, the best game of his career.
That's all love.
So all Philly fans are being, like, bullying works.
Bullying works.
Last year it was Trey Turner that you guys willed back through rounds of applause, right? And
yes, this was the opposite.
And this, no, you applauded for him though.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah,
it wasn't a. It was a mocking applause.
Yeah, but still, Philly applause. It gets the job done.
Facts.
And then Max delivered an all-time showing on the stream too, because he got closer and closer to the TV to watch as the game went on.
And he was sitting crisscross, just looking like a big baby.
Yeah,
like I mean that in like. Not you're a baby. I mean, literally looking like a big baby.
You're sitting baby style on the ground. Yeah, it was great.
You look like a 3-year-old sitting down trying to keep your attention while they do colors.
Yeah, we should stick with that baby style.
Baby style is good.
Like that.
That's good for you, Max. And people love it when Max gets like this. We haven't seen him like this in a while, but when he gets
it's the best.
When he gets so excited and happy that he actually gets mad. Like I don't know if you know this about yourself, Max, but your natural reaction when good things happen to you is you get mad. You get angry at I don't know who you get angry at. You have to be angry at somebody.
Oh, he gives the hardest high fives ever.
And you get this scowl on your face.
He tries to hit through your hand.
Yeah, you're so happy that you're extremely upset.
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Let's go! Fuck you, Clemmer! Fuck you, Clemmer! Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go! We're back! Back to back homers! Let's fucking go!
And I love
Baseball
it.
is just there's so many moments throughout a game, and it's really tough. It's tough.
You fought.
But yeah, today was a good one.
You had to fight for
today
this
was a good one. I mean, it's still anyone's series. Gotta take one in New York.
Got to take one in New York. Well, you literally have to take one in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't take one in New York, the series is over.
All right,
Max.
so next game, must win.
Yeah. Actually.
What do you
must
mean,
win.
actually?
Because-
Like, you lied about the other one?
Sounds like you lied about it.
Well, yeah, because we didn't win, and it's not over.
Okay.
We told you that, though.
Yeah, I thought it was must win. But now
This one's must
this
win.
one's must win,
Who's
too.
on the bump?
Who's
on the bump?
We have Nola on the bump.
Oh, let's go.
So we switched.
Is he good
we
again?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
We switched him. He normally would be our second pitcher, but our second pitcher is really bad our third pitcher is really bad on the road and really good at home. So we had him go pitch second at home, and then Nola. Trust Nola to go.
And who do the Mets have?
Memes said he thinks Minaya.
Oh, okay.
Max, I'm confused, though. When you said that it turns out that game one wasn't a must-win because then you can come back and win another one, wouldn't that be the exact scenario that we're talking about going into this
No,
game
but like
three?
Ranger Suarez has been pretty bad in the second half. So, and Nola's been good. So you don't want to rely on a situation where like they think Ranger Suarez will probably only go like 4 innings, and then it's a bullpen game, and our bullpen's been really bad. So that's why tomorrow's must win.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep, it's Nola versus Minaya.
Okay. Got it. Okay, we just finished the Steelers-Cowboys game. The weather delay game. It's past midnight. That was going to be the most Steelers win ever when, who was it who knocked the ball out? That was one of the coolest goal line tackles
The linebacker,
I've
Troy
ever
Polamalu.
seen. Troy Polamalu with the haircut. One of the coolest tackles I've ever seen, but then Dak clutched up and won the game.
I would say Dak clutched up twice. He clutched up by recovering that fumble.
True.
And then he unclutched for a second. He unclinched when he skipped that ball in about 5 yards short of Tolbert. Hit his receiver in the nuts off the ground. Cowboys took a timeout in part to let Tolbert's nuts recover.
Correct.
Because he was not able to walk out there. And then, found him in the end zone. Crazy inning. But, that would have been the perfect Steelers game. And it feels like the Steelers play games like this every single week where they do nothing on offense.
Yeah, they have like 1 or 2 decent drives.
Yep.
And their defense just plays their lights out, and they get 1 or 2 huge turnovers and win the game. And you're like, are the Steelers good? Well, Jordan Lewis, Cowboys cornerback, said Pittsburgh needs a receiver. George Pickens weak, because George Pickens did try to fight the other team after the game, which was pretty stupid.
Pretty standard for George Pickens.
Yeah, but this does feel like the good vibes. Steelers starting 3-0. Justin Fields looked good. Kind of fell back to earth tonight because the Cowboys came in with a bunch of injuries. They were underdogs. Steelers are ready to go, and a winnable game that they just don't have enough offense for.
Yeah.
Again, couldn't run the ball. Justin Fields was not what we saw in the first 3 weeks, and he didn't play like terrible, but it just their offense just was tough to watch.
It looked like a lot of Steelers games that we've seen.
Right.
It looked like a ton of Steelers games.
And the Cowboys might have saved their season, because if they had lost this game, not only would they be 2-3 and 2 games back from the Commanders, but also you would have had an entire week of CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott discourse after CeeDee Lamb. I think he yelled jump ball after Dak Prescott read CeeDee's route wrong, possibly, and threw an interception in the first half. And then CeeDee Lamb basically went 25 minutes without getting a target after that.
Yeah, that's all we would have talked about this week.
All we would have talked about.
And it almost ended twice in very, very Steelers fashions. The first time when Dak ran out of bounds at like the half-yard line.
Yes.
And then we almost got the fumble through the end zone touchback rule to end the game. That probably would have been a more appropriate Steelers ending.
Yep.
Because it would have been just like a little bit weirder. But yeah, the Cowboys, they did what they had to do. Mike McCarthy wins his homecoming game. And who was it? Was it Damian Woody that said last week, should the Cowboys start tanking?
Who?
I guess not. I
No.
guess probably not through just the end of September. They probably
Are the
said.
Cowboys better without Micah Parsons?
They might be better without Micah Parsons.
They might be better without Micah Parsons, but it did feel like, especially because the Cowboys have coming up the Lions and the 49ers, this was a game they had to have, because, Lions and 49ers, especially if the 49ers get desperate, Lions off a bye, then at 49ers, you could have been staring at, a 2-5 record.
Yeah, especially because then you have to play the 49ers after you played the Lions.
Correct. Which we've. Oh no, that's the bye week.
It's the bye week. Yeah, that's bye week 1. So,
about.
did you see George Pickens' eye black tonight?
No.
Oh my God! All right, so George Pickens, he's one of my favorite players to watch in the NFL.
He
I don't know
really
if he's
is.
one of my favorite players, but he's
Definitely not one of my favorite players.
he does just crazy shit every single week.
Yeah.
And this week they zoomed in on his face for a second, and his eye black said, "Open fucking always" across it. Not always fucking open. It was open fucking always.
Okay.
And when I look at that, I think to myself, why did he write it like that? I think he knew that when you look at yourself in the mirror, that you're supposed to be able to read things backwards. So he wrote the last word first, but he didn't write the letters backwards in them.
Got it.
So it's just the last word first, then fucking right across the bridge of his nose, then always.
I would imagine he had someone write it for him.
You don't think he put it down and then wrote it with a marker and then took the eye black off the adhesive?
Maybe.
That's what I think he did.
Or someone on the equipment staff. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
I don't know if any team employee would have written that on his eye. They'd probably been like, "Hey, Mike, am I allowed to write this?"
I think if George Pickens asks you to do anything, you probably just do it.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that's aggressive eye black.
It's
for
aggressive.
A game where I don't think he did much at all. It feels like George Pickens they take a couple shots to him, and either all of them miss or one of them will hit, and they'll just be like, "Holy shit, he's awesome!" Yeah, 3 for 26.
Yeah.
With
He
a
also
long
got a
of
face
21.
mask after the end of the game. He grabbed the Cowboys guy.
He's gonna get fined.
Yep.
That will be a fine. Also, good job, Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico for staying up. They mentioned that like 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, all the coffee that we've drank. It's like maybe an hour later.
It's football.
It was an hour and 15-minute delay.
Yeah, you got to watch football tonight, guys.
You're fine. It was a perfect ending to a great football weekend, though. I feel so satisfied with football.
Listen, we would never complain about having to stay up late. It is 12:10 right now.
I could use a game right now. If you told me there's a game right now,
I'd
I'd be
watch.
like, let's do it.
I'd watch.
All-nighter with the boys. Because there's just something about a good game. It wasn't a good game, but it was a exciting game in the ending where you just have that moment where you're like, fuck, I could use some more football.
I could always go for another
Use a
game.
doubleheader.
Oh, guess what? We got one tomorrow night.
Yeah. And we have one the next day, and the next day, and the
Yeah,
next day.
that's
for
right.
55 days. All right, let's finish up with who's back. PFT, you got one last ad for us.
Yeah, Who's Back of the Week is brought to you by Coors Light. Love Coors Light. Mountains are blue. Mountains were blue at Mount Joy on Friday. Max and I had some Mount Joy blue mountains. It was fantastic. It's fantastic. Cold beer. Nothing like watching a concert when you're drinking Coors Light. There's no sports experience quite like the rivalries we see in college football. And now on Saturdays, you can get even closer to the action with Coors Light and DraftKings. Coors Light teamed up with DraftKings for the free-to-play college football pick'em pools. You can pick winners for a chance to win big. I had Vandy. But when the rivalries heat up, choose chill and then reach for an ice-cold Coors Light. When you're looking to keep it chill, there's only one beer to choose. It's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and the cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. So you know when your mountain cold refreshment is ready for you. When things heat up, it's a good time to choose chill, then crack open a Coors Light. Coors Light is so good, especially this time of year. It's the best. Saturdays get hotter, but you can choose chill with Coors Light and DraftKings. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. 21 and up. Eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/Coors Light Pick'em. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, who's back of the week? Hank.
My who's back of the week is Bronny James.
Yeah.
The NBA preseason is happening, so he has been getting his first minutes of NBA experience.
Yep.
It's not going well.
What do you mean?
And this could just be my algorithm and my anti-LeBron, life that I've lived.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a video that went pretty viral of just breaking down how bad he was in the first preseason game he played in terms of spacing, passing, court, everything. Just everything he was doing was bad. And
Yeah, I mean, he's not an NBA player.
but he's on an NBA team.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I agree with you. Yeah, he's bad.
Really, really bad.
Yeah.
They had a moment where they stood next to each other when they both got in at the same time tonight. It was James and then James Jr. LeBron went up to him, stood next to him with his jersey right. He knew that there were cameras behind him.
Yeah.
But probably a pretty cool moment for LeBron.
Yeah. Very cool.
But like, does he have those moments now, and they're gonna get rid of him?
No, he's definitely staying.
How long can you keep that up?
As long as LeBron's on the Lakers.
It would be very funny if LeBron traded his son.
Who would trade for him?
Yeah, good point.
A report came out that said the Warriors wanted to take him, but didn't out of respect for LeBron. Which I'm guessing came from LeBron.
I think it was also LeBron saying, if you draft him, he won't play for you.
No, Hank's right. It was LeBron is saying because he wants people to back off on the idea that he wasn't going to get drafted. So he's just going to put it out. Yeah. That was definitely LeBron reporting that. I want to see him play. It'll be fun.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Especially like if he costs him a game. That'd be crazy. That'd be really crazy.
Yeah, and if LeBron controls JJ like they're saying, then that conversation is going to happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, Hank, I know we talk college football Wednesday, but congrats.
Thank you.
Huge win.
Thank you.
Big upset.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to beat the defending national champion.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch it?
No.
Mm-hmm. But it was a big win.
It was a big win.
Yeah. They're your Huskies.
I'm happy for my Huskies.
Is there a moment that you get into college football or no? No, okay, that's fine. I thought maybe like sometime in like when golf ends.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
No.
It's been beautiful weather.
It has been.
It's been gorgeous.
I think it's going to take like the son, like you have Belichick coaching your team. If like Tom Brady's son was the quarterback, then you get into it.
Yeah, that'd be your team.
Yeah.
All right, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is attacks on the First Amendment.
Oh.
Because they're trying to limit freedom of the press. The NFLPA is trying to tell the media where they can and cannot go, and the place that they cannot go is in the locker room anymore.
Don't we do this every few years?
So it says, over the past 3 years, the NFLPA has tried to work with the NFL and the Pro Football Writers of America to move media interviews out of the locker rooms. However, there has been little willingness to collaborate on a new solution. Players feel that locker room interviews invade their privacy and are uncomfortable. This isn't about limiting media access, but about respecting players' privacy and dignity. The NFL's current media policy is outdated. We call on the NFL to make immediate changes to foster a more respectful and safer workplace for all players. In the meantime, we encourage each player to ask for interviews outside the locker room during the week. So basically what's happened over the past 3 years is the NFLPA is like, hey, can you let us put our pants on before you interview us?
Yeah.
And the journalists are like, no, absolutely. That's when you get the good stuff.
Yeah.
When you're interviewing a fully nude man, they have no choice but to be honest with you. And so now the NFL has not really been able to make any ground with the NFL, with the writers, the pro football writers. And so the NFLPA is now just saying, hey, if you're a naked player in the locker room, tell all the writers that you'll talk to them after you put your clothes on. Outside the locker room.
Got it.
It is kind of weird that in sports we just send journalists into locker rooms when players are literally naked and they're like, hey, now's our time to interview you. Like, imagine if we interviewed somebody naked on Part of My Take.
Yeah. I mean, they're not naked. There's people in the background that might be naked, but guys aren't naked.
They have towels, like
towels
covering them.
I don't
sometimes.
think reporters go up to them when they're naked.
I think it happens.
I don't know about that.
I think it happens.
Fully naked?
I think it happens.
I honestly, part of me obviously understands. Yeah, it's weird that the reporters are in there, but I also think that those usually get the best quotes and the raw reactions in those moments.
That's true.
Where it's like if everyone can compose themselves, I guess it falls on like what are you looking for? Are you looking for cliches and guys being able to have like 30 minutes to collect their thoughts? Yeah, I guess that would be fair to the players, but I also kind of like when a player says something crazy right after a game because that makes for the best stories. And that's what we get to talk about.
Yeah, when they're furious after a loss.
Right.
Or when they're like very, very happy right after a win.
Yeah.
You get better stuff for sure. I just think it's strange that there are people that are actually like nude in the locker room and then the reporters are just like walking around them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in those locker rooms, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't understand the debate when I saw it. I was just like, what's going on? What are we going to – because it feels like – are they going to stop it or no?
Well, they're telling all the players, if you feel uncomfortable, tell the reporter I'll do my interview later.
Got it.
But I don't think that there's any change.
So the reporters still can go in there.
The reporters can still go in there.
And I also think, don't they give them a little bit of time before they open the locker room?
I think
it's
they
not
do.
like instant.
I think they give them a little bit of time, and then that's when most of the guys actually shower.
Right.
And then they come back from their shower
Right.
and get changed.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, my who's back, because I didn't have one, is that I just always, I don't know, do you guys do this on Sunday nights when we leave and finish? I just look at next week's slate right away.
Yeah.
You want to look at it real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we have another perfect setup of a London game and then 6 games early and 4 games late, which I love.
Yep.
Not the best slate, but I want to point to a couple. Bucks Saints.
Also 49ers Seahawks on Thursday.
49ers Seahawks Thursday.
Yeah.
Bucks Saints. Commanders Ravens early. Lions Cowboys in the afternoon is going to be awesome. And then Bengals Giants will be fun because Bengals are fighting for their life.
I like that.
Yeah. My who's back is always just more football. I do that every single Sunday night. I just go look through the next week, maybe even look a week ahead sometimes too, just to get excited about it. Texans Patriots, Hank, that will be big.
Huge.
And then, Bills Jets next Monday night.
Get right game for you, Max.
Yeah.
Eagles Browns.
Baseball.
Phillies.
Phillies.
You Phillies just got to do it.
I'm focused.
Focused, confident.
My voice is also cooked.
Yeah, you got to take a day off. You have a day off. You just scheduled a day off right now. All right, great show, boys. Football. What a fucking week. What a weekend of football. Can't wait to talk college football on Wednesday. Shout out Vandy. What
Those
a fucking
goalposts.
And that slate. I was just looking at that slate for this weekend.
Oh yeah,
college.
Awesome.
This is the best looking slate of college football games maybe I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I think 2 weeks from now is even better.
Is it better?
Tennessee,
believe so.
Bama, Georgia, Texas.
That's pretty good.
Ohio State, Oregon's going to rock. But yeah, but that's the thing with college football. This week was supposed to be a bad slate, and it was incredible.
Yeah, this was the best weekend so far.
It just went nuts. Everything went nuts. Yeah. Wait, no, that's not 2 weeks. That's is it 2 weeks? Or no, I'm looking right now. Let's look at it. This is fun, just looking at future football slates. Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Is this where the Bama?
I don't know. Ohio State, Penn State is
Yeah.
November.
I don't know what memes.
So
I don't know what memes.
Here we go.
are.
October 18th, we've got Georgia, Texas. We've got Miami, Louisville. We've got Alabama, Tennessee, Michigan, Illinois.
That's a good slate.
Good slate. I think this upcoming weekend is the best slate, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right, numbers.
5.
7.
PFT and memes. You ever gotten this?
No.
11.
No, 3.
Memes hasn't gotten it anywhere, and that's
a good point,
It's
Max.
not talked
Yeah,
about
but that's
enough.
more impressive.
No, you've never.
What's the guy's number that got the big hit tonight? Stott?
99 pug.
I don't know.
That's all right. Numbers are stupid. I'll go 23. 21. Hank, what'd you guess?
7.
$47.
Damn.
47. See everyone on Wednesday.
Love you guys.